Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. Futures little change this morning, heading back to the upside, coming off a relatively muted session on Thursday as well. We had the Dow and S&P back in record high territory at the end of the day yesterday. Both on track for a positive week as well, up 0.8 and 0.6%. Heading into today's session, respectively. The NASDAQ, tech-heavy NASDAQ, still slightly lower on the week overall, 0.1% to the downside heading into Friday's session. It's been largely better than expected earnings right across the board that has led this kind of glacial crawl into record high territory almost on a daily basis for the S&P and Dow. Speaking of, lots of earnings to get to once again this morning. We had Disney reported, they're up 5%. In the pre-market here, there's SoFi, there's Wish, that context logic, yeah, not good for them, and rocket companies as well. We'll talk about RKT trading higher this morning. It's Friday, August 13th. It's Friday the 13th. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at how things stand. Yeah, positive for both the Dow and S&P, as I said, but very, very muted so far for all three U.S. markets. The NASDAQ ever so slightly to the downside at this point. Have a look at Bitcoin at the bottom there, 4.25%. Ethereum, 5.3%. Back to recent highs, anyways, for both. Trying to test that 46 or above 46,000 for Bitcoin once again. So strength coming back into crypto stocks as we head into the weekend. Good morning, guys. Going to be an interesting one. There was a lot, to say the least, earnings reports to get through this morning. There's also some vaccine-related news as well. So Pfizer, Moderna, both showing some positivity here in the pre-market, but lots to discuss today.
Yes, sir. It's been the crypto double up. Although it just occurred to me now that I'm wearing red today. So come on, market, do well. It's not me, it's Valeria anyway. So welcome. Friday the 13th. I actually looked it up.
Green on.
She's got the green. I'm wearing red. I don't know why. But Friday the 13th, I looked it up just to see if there's anything like fun anecdotally that happens on Friday the 13th. Like maybe there's been like a historical trend. There isn't one. So whatever. I don't know if we can have fun with it. We can definitely have fun with some of these. Might have to hit this one because they're back. They're back. They're finally back. We got the animations back. There's a lot of earnings to get to. We'll talk a little bit about your Airbnb, DoorDash, SoFi on the move. Not earnings, but Virgin Galactic testing that 25. Those low 20s look like they're coming. So getting geared up for that one to finally make some lows. Just watching some SoFi here is it's actually getting off was getting off the schneid and now heading back towards those lows, guys. So a lot to look forward to today in terms of trading land, but you really, really need to pick your spots. Volumes are pretty low. It's a Friday, obviously. And we're going into the middle of August here, so you got to be in the movers and shakers. That's why we go through our watch list, and that's why Brendan gives us the names that are moving. Because today is definitely one of those days where if you're not trading one of these names on the list, you're probably gonna be going to sleep.
I mean, that's the number one thing that's changed for me is providing the sticky note and giving you guys actionable names, and I think that's why the watch list is so super important. But I'm gonna go. Congratulations. Okay, because right now Cardano's over $2. So this was just back July 20th. We were talking about it at $1, and I know a lot of you are buying it. Now today you're up to 205, so you're ripping and roaring right now. And you got to have some of these with this because it's a double up in less than a month for Cardano. So I mean, I just keep pounding the table on that one. I still remember when it was 12 cents, and every day I kept asking Brendan, what do you think Cardano is today? And then he was like, oh my God, it's 18 cents. And then it was 25 cents, and now it's $2. So what a great run that's been on for some of these crypto names. SoFi, not so much. Today down 10%, which is kind of strange because the report didn't seem that bad. But again, guidance and things like that are going to be a problem. And then Rocket, almost the opposite there. I thought Rocket's quarter wasn't very good, and it's up. So we'll talk about all these names, but it's going to be an exciting day regardless here. The sticky note is up. There's lots happening, and congratulations to everybody that hit that 88 train with me.
Yeah, SoFi, interesting one this morning, beating on a couple of notes. Revenue, one of those to the upside, but trading down that much. So we'll talk a little bit about SoFi here. Before we go further, though, let's get over to the desk. Here is Miss V.
Hey guys, happy Friday everyone. Please enjoy your trading day, enjoy the show, and make sure you like this video. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. Lots of earnings as we discussed. I want to jump into DoorDash here to start things off because one of those reports, or a company that reported, but very, very inactive here in the pre-market, both DoorDash and Airbnb. Airbnb on the list this morning, but DoorDash just not really getting any attention here, guys, but definitely worth a mention.
Yeah, I feel like, and we talked about DoorDash yesterday, and unfortunately that deal does not go through them with Instacart, and talks are going to be dead, and then you're going to get not necessarily like ridiculously horrible earnings, but yeah, it was probably destined to fall back into the downside. We got a question in the afternoon show. What do you think about DoorDash? Do you like it? And I was like, I would have absolutely loved it. I think it would have been breaking 200 if that Instacart deal had actually been true. And if there was even still rumors of it happening, I think that would have been a positive sign as well. And what's of interest today, and caveat, DoorDash has done, I see like 20,000 shares. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. Because our systems start a little bit later on than others, so there might be a couple of prints here or there. But it is ridiculously low volume so far, so 100% want to see where this opens up. But if it gets down towards a 174, 175, it might trigger some interest. Just because it feels like that would be a little bit low of a print for DoorDash. And ultimately, it's been a barcoding stock. For the most part, whippy action. It's obviously at a resistance level at that 195, but I'm looking at that 1.75. That'll probably get my attention, but the volume is so poor. You really want to pick your spots on a morning like today. Like just jumping, don't catch any, you don't want to catch any falling swords. Like I wouldn't sit just on the bid on a random stock. It's only doing this little volume because you might actually get chewed up if there ends up being like some selling and some follow through. It could just go a little bit deeper when you have volumes as light as I'm seeing here in the pre-market. So just a little bit of a caution on DoorDash. Like I think there should be, mid 70s support on the stock. I feel like it's gone too far if it goes down that far on a print like this, but you absolutely never know on Friday the 13th.
Man,
I got nothing. Man.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the date, but
don't.
I do like that we throw that in there. It is Friday the 13th, and I did talk about that on my sticky notes. So I think it's just one of those things that we always talk about here. I think it happens twice a year. I was saying, but I don't know. Maybe it
sounds right. That sounds right to me. I don't know.
Maybe it's 1.8 times. But look, DoorDash here today. I thought it was. I believe it was announced that it was getting added to the MSCI 1000 a couple days ago. So we do get some nice little pop up there, I believe, on that announcement. And then now today, you're right back down to that 180 level. So look, the 180 level is right there on the 50-period moving average. So we're right there at 173. I think if you can hold some of these levels, then I do like DoorDash. I don't really know why. Look, it's been a great stock if you're able to catch the tops and the bottoms, but realistically, we're still lying in the same dead money spot that we were a week after IPO. So, I mean, it's kind of just lying around here. Great bottom at 110 and a great top at 220, so that's a double one way or the other, and now you're just kind of stuck in this range. Needs to break out to get interesting. I think above 200, where we'll talk about it more, and then below 165 or so is a good one. But this is what I want to talk quickly about. There's so many names today, but DoorDash right now only 20,000 shares, so it's not really greasing my wheel yet.
Yeah, as I said, very, very inactive here in the pre-market, so a wider loss for DoorDash, but record high revenue, which was kind of interesting. So costs obviously going through the roof for DoorDash. Let's bring in Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies, and get his take on what to expect for a Friday. It has been an interesting week, as we said. We are back in record high territory for the S&P and the Dow, but it's been a very, very slow kind of grind to the upside. Mark, great to see you as always. Let's get a feel here for what we should expect. I mean, Friday in the middle of August, obviously volume going to be an issue here.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing that I'm sort of focused on is how mismanaged these IPOs have been, whether it's yesterday's action or the ones coming out now. A lot of these companies were rushed to market. They were not given enough time to really build their books, and their first quarter out of the box has been a disappointment. So if I could say anything, I think the investor has been left holding the bag in a lot of these stocks. Also, NASDAQ, I still have a sell signal on it, and the S&P an early sell. These are not long-term sells, but more short tops. So I'm a little cautious in here. And on Disney, I'm happy they came through finally, because most of the traders I know are long the stock.
A big bounce back for Disney with those theme parks getting reopened. I want to go back to that first comment you made because it's an interesting one. Context logic falls right into that category. Neil and I were kind of jokingly saying this morning, this is a company that probably had no business coming to market when it did. And now the stock is showing, that very thing. So record lows here for a Wish, context logic in general, not really popular. I don't think I've spoken to anyone that really, uses the product or has purchased something that they have thought to be high quality, even from their platform. So what do we do with a stock like that? Just get out of the way, obviously.
Yeah, I think you get out of the way, you cut your losses. If you're trading these, be very close to the hip because they may be down in the morning and rush to highs of the day on people maneuvering around, but I'm staying away from all of these kind of stocks.
Let's talk vaccine makers. A little bit of news out this morning that will give these a bit of a boost on the booster shot angle here. So the FDA revamping the EUA that both Pfizer and Moderna got to include some of these booster shots. How much more positivity will this bring to these?
I think it's long overdue. The reports I've read out of Israel is that the booster shot has been given to some 70% of those that need it. The U.S. is so far behind in their messaging, so far behind in their planning that it's somewhat embarrassing. But these stocks will continue to do well. If it's not COVID, it may be another variant or a flu shot, but they're not going to let their guard down at this point. And the swiftness of getting these drugs to market, whether you believe it or not, with the previous administration, these are things that were unheard of years ago.
You mentioned to start things off here, you had a bit of a view of the market not necessarily at a top, but short term, maybe a little overdue for pullback here. We've got, the inflation data out of the way. We've got most of the S&P earnings out of the way that were very positive, worth mentioning. We're still around that 88% beating on the S&P 500. What's it going to take here for the market not to get a pullback as we head into the latter part of August?
I don't know because the guidance was mixed. You have those companies that may have been guarded in what they said, but the timing, for instance, LUV or Frontier Air saying that COVID is slowing things down, I can't imagine that that's not going to continue. And the other side of it is the infrastructure, good, bad, or indifferent. Nancy Pelosi is threatening and jumping up and down to hold up things, and yet we may not see the actual infrastructure move into the marketplace until October or November. So right now, it's the kind of thing where I don't know what the catalyst is at the moment unless they're buybacks.
Let's talk a little bit about how to position ourselves as we kind of await that next big catalyst for the overall market. How are you going to approach the next couple of weeks here and maybe even into September? Where's the opportunity going to be?
Oh, I think it's going to be in the industrial names. I think it'll be in the healthcare names, and it will be in the financial names. Financials because of the higher interest rates, industrials because we still will reopen. It may be slower, and that's okay. And healthcare because we're an aging population, and we have to either have shots, have elective surgeries once COVID slows down. So I think that space remains very strong.
All right, welcome, Mark, back to the show. Thank you, and happy Friday the 13th, as we've talked about that a couple times now on the show. Did we just realize that, or are we now okay? Well, we'll put our whole show here in the gates of fire, and we'll see what happens there. And
there's a story there.
Scare everybody there as we get ready for Friday the 13th. It put us back to this. Let's put Mark back on the screen, guys, if we can. There we go. Okay, so I did want to talk. So, anyways, are you superstitious at all, or are we just playing around here? What?
I am not going near ladders or black cats today. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I guess I got to put my black cat in the closet because he's going to do something nasty to me. I did. We always talk about, obviously, value plays, and you made a great call on Albertsons. We've talked about that as well, ACI. But I did want to go back over to crypto just real quick here because, Mark, it was just August 5th. Bitcoin, 38,000. Now today, you're talking about 2 weeks later, you're up to 47,000. So that's more than 20% gain in just over 2 weeks. And I've asked you this before about proper allocation with crypto, and I understand that it's going to be how comfortable you are in the space and treat your own portfolios, under your own wing, of course. But are we supposed to be getting a little more bullish here on crypto? Or is this move pretty much an indication that maybe if you were able to buy anything at the bottom, what are you thinking right now about maybe pairing some off if you were buying into some of these dips? I mean, you and I always talk about clusters, and I found one on Cardano at $1 and right here on Bitcoin at 30,000. I mean, I think this is as clear as day. And then Ethereum, I could call up the same chart on the daily, and we can look at 1,700. So is crypto now maybe a little more technical than people think? Where are you in this whole space right now?
I'm very technical in the space. I would treat them all as though they were stock charts.
Right.
And still, I would have 5% of the portfolio in crypto, whether it's through selective stock purchases or actual crypto or the GBTC,
right,
or however you would play it. But they're definitely technical. I'm still waiting for Treasury and SEC and Elizabeth Warren to put their finger on the pulse of all of this. And that's my only concern at the moment. Keep your eyes out for whatever you read on Puerto Rico, it being a tax haven in the U.S. Crypto is building as an industry in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Was the next little leg about crypto was going to be the tax implications, because I really believe that there's probably millions of people that have never paid any tax whatsoever on any of their crypto holdings. And now it looks like the IRS, and I think here in Canada, the CRA, also going to start clamping down. I mean, I know I got some KYC documents and things like that, for some of the exchanges, and it seemed to get more justified now and more DeFi, right? We saw SoFi today. We've seen Robinhood obviously getting bumped up due to crypto numbers as well. And I'm glad you mentioned GBTC. We had the vice president of OTC markets as a regular guest on our show all the time, and he talks about the volumes in GBTC, as you can see, staying really, really solid. And then there's the technical levels of 30,000, which is basically $25, $26 here on GBTC. So I think that's if you are looking for a stock that's going to follow it, although not absolutely perfect, I do like that. That leads me to SoFi, and SoFi is a stock that a lot of our, if I can call it up here on the NASDAQ, Sean, SoFi is a stock that a lot of our viewers do like and are pretty interested in. Obviously, it's a recent SPAC, used to be IPOE, so I don't have that much data on it back before it turned into SoFi, but we had a great opening of the stock, I believe anyways, held this $20 to $25 range pretty good, and then since then, it's just been getting, crushed down to the downside. They come up with decent numbers today, a little higher than expected revenue, but still miss on EPS. Do you ever get involved in any of these sort of newer names like a SoFi, like a Robinhood, or do you stay with the Morgan Stanleys, JP Morgan, more of the accomplished names in this space? So that's kind of a two-part question. What do we think of SoFi, and what do we think of the decentralized finance space?
I think you can play it through the Square, the PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, JP Morgan, right, Wells Fargo. I'd rather play it that way for the time being. Let the others build a book for 3, 6, 9 months and maybe a second earnings report just to get a feel of where things are.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I just called up the Square daily chart. And I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I would much rather be in sort of an accomplished name like a Square. But people are always looking for that home run, right? And I think that's why when you're looking at a Square up here, basically at all-time highs again, near 290, and then they look at that stock like a SoFi down here at $15 and wonder that maybe it's worth taking a shot at some of the bottoms. And I think, is that something that you would recommend? You know, like there's Rocket today is down here 17 or 18. SoFi is down here. I don't even want to talk about Wish. I'm short Wish right now, and I'm going to be short that all day. But do you ever nibble in any of these? Because we've seen bottoms, like in Fisker near 10 made a bottom. Some of these other names, Palantir has made nice dips and then ripped back up. Some of these newer names. When do you get involved in this once we start breaking out of levels? Like I'm kind of the thought that I'd rather buy a stock breaking out than take risks at bottoms. Where are you on something like that thought?
I'm completely the same. And you can add Silvergate, SI to that equation as well, or Overstock. But yes, I'd rather be in a equity that's built a book that showed investors management is solid and that it's not a rush to market.
Great. Thank you, Mark. Look, I think that was some great talk. I really love the crypto space, and I love DeFi, and I'm a big fan. PayPal was my call of 2020 at $105, so I know we've cashed in a lot of that. And then my call for 2021 was the SMH. So I'm going to get Brennan's doing some tap dancing at the screen now, so you know it's Friday, and everybody's really happy here. Are you a big football fan? Football started up again, and we saw some games last night, and we're heading into week 2 of the preseason. I know we've talked about this before. Neil's a big Buffalo Bill fan. I'm a Packer fan. Where are your allegiances?
I haven't decided yet. Over the years, I've shifted quite a bit. It used to be players that would move that took me to Washington Redskins in the old days in Dallas. But going forward, I'm going to start to rethink my thoughts this year.
Good, good.
Mark, just so you know, you are wearing like that blue. That is Bills blue right there. And look, they're not too far away.
Patriots blue as well. I'll just say.
Don't even start with me
New
about the New
England
England
Patriot
Patriots.
blue.
Nobody likes the Patriots unless you live in Boston. Okay, or New England.
Patriots are not my team. Definitely not.
He doesn't have a team, but he knows it's not the
Yeah,
Patriots
yeah,
because I'm sorry, Patriots fans. I'm not that sorry. Mark, thank you so much. You just made my day, by the way.
Thank you, Mark Roberts. Sun Lake Strategies, always a professional, and have yourself a great weekend. Thank you, Mark Roberts.
You too. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
All right, guys, few analyst moves to pass along this morning. Here we go. We were talking about Rocket to start things off to the upside this morning, even with a kind of back and forth report for them, negative. But price target increase from Piper Sandler. Interesting. There's multiple analyst moves both directions on multiple stocks today. So kind of cancels itself out. Palantir's here, Upstart, Airbnb, Baidu, Rackspace as well, on earnings 2 days ago, I believe, for that one, guys.
It just kind of feels cold-blooded. Like, I mean, really, JP, like you need to put the downgrade on.
Well, what did he downgrade
on context logic.
Oh.
Like, come on, man. Come on, son. You shouldn't. You
When
don't
it
have
rains, it pours.
You don't have to say
baby.
it. They're down 27%. It was actually a little bit more than that, but at one point. But it's cold, man. It's not even.
Now that we got these animations.
It's not a bear market. Like, they're not even a bear. Like, it's something worse than a bear. But Upstart, you're going to see on that list, hey, man, that's been on the move. That's been on the move the last few sessions. I mean, obviously, we've been talking about this one and then trading a little bit. And it's getting right up to that 190. So it's starting to slow down a little bit. And I think, obviously, we had the short in the morning. And I'm going to be staring right back at that 186 quarter level because that was a good one in yesterday's action. And if we test that again, maybe prime for that little bit of a breakout. I think it's more likely to roll over or consolidate, just given that it's a Friday, and what it's already done so far, but there is room to the upside. Upstart, what an unbelievable run this company has been on just this week. And really there was one major pullback, and then it basically came right back that same day, so I can't even call it a pullback.
Don't call it a pullback. We'll talk about Wish context logic in a minute because we are going to go through our watch list. Make sure that you do grab our, oops, it's still on SI there, off of Mark here. We'll go the 1 day. We are now short Wish rate here, $7. But we are getting ready to rock and roll with a few calls today. It's going to be a good one. Watchlist.tradertv.live. If you haven't signed up yet, it's completely free and it's absolutely fantastic. We always show it on the show. Valeria will pump it as well. Put the link in the chat, and it's a completely free. See, I'm talking to this camera, but I don't realize it's on that camera. There we go. Hey, guys.
It's because we need the program monitor, like a bigger program monitor right down here. That's what, yeah. It doesn't matter. You guys don't know what we're talking about.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Because we have to look up here at the program. Anyways, who cares? Yeah, welcome. This is our new setup. We've got like the elbow room here. We've got like a nice little desk situation now in front of us. And pretty soon we'll be having traders on the floor. We are live on the floor in Toronto here. It's a Day Trade the World office. So normally we have about 20-ish traders behind us on these seats, as you can see back there.
Now
there's just some guy flossing back there. But now we have Trader Prad, we have our manager Greg, and we do have a few traders that are remoting in, right? So there are some traders that are able to do that, and hopefully we'll have a successful. When you bring them back,
reopen.
Reopen.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's called.
Reopening, hopefully very, very soon. Get your resumes in.
Wrist check, Marlon. What is wrist check? I'm curious. What is that about?
I don't know. I never have any wrist checks because we only make profits.
No, wrist.
Here,
He's like wrist. I'm like,
oh, wrist.
I'm wearing a watch.
Oh yeah. Oh no! This one. I got the smartwatch on today because I didn't want to go all bling when I got. Yeah, this is very, very casual.
I only ever wear one watch when I trade. It was the first. It was the first actual thing I bought for myself once I graduated as a trader because I'm really cheap and I don't buy things. And now I wear it every day when I trade. I don't care. The other thing's just a Whoop. Like it doesn't do anything. It literally just monitors heart rate and like all that sleeping and all that.
It's a tag, right? I mean, people are asking. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this? Oh, the watch. The watch is the tag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dashel told me to get this thing, so I got it.
All right, guys, let's get into what is moving around in the pre-market this morning. If Sean mentioned it, but we might as well show you again. This is the link, guys. You need to grab the morning watch list. We send it out every morning for absolutely free. Before we come on at 8:30, you just need your email address to grab that. Let's jump into said watch list, guys. SoFi, the first one, wider than expected loss, 48 cents per share versus expectations of a 5 cent per share loss. That is a bit of a miss. They did increase their active accounts, though, to 79 million, which was significantly more year over year. And they raised $2 billion when they went public.
Yeah.
Okay, so like obviously everyone's gonna look at the EPS. Everyone's gonna look at the EPS miss because that 48 versus 5, right? But then revenue beats, and when you're growing, like for a company like this, you would think that account size is gonna be the big deal. Like they're rolling out new products and they're increasing account size. So it doesn't feel like 10% down. We're SSR, and the fact that it actually went all the way to 15 is pretty crazy. I came in saying to myself in the aftermarket overnight, thinking if it goes any further down, and obviously we're kind of gapping to the upside after that plunge, if it goes any further down, like that 1450, that has to be defended. I'm always point in the future at these. So 1450, that has to be defended if it got there. Fortunately enough, you're looking at it gapping up here from the post-market sell-off, which does give you a 15 level, a higher low that you can put in, the one that got put in last night. I kind of like this for we'll call it a dead. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot, I should have this ready. I think we have a dead cat bounce one. I'll find it for you, but I like this one for a bit of a dead cat bounce today. And I was looking at this level right here. I mean, it flushed at 7 o'clock after previous 1590 and then topped out at 1585 or so. So I'd like to try along 1590. If it immediately fails at like 9:30 at 1607, I think you got to take a little bit off there. Maybe that's a bit morbid. I don't know. Fine. You know what a dead cat bounce is. So anyways, dead cat bounce, looking 1590 break on SoFi. If it fails at 9:30, like if I get this at 9:25 and then you get a failure right at the pre-market high, I'd probably trim the position, like take off half and like a break even, just in case it's about to do one of those plunges at 9:30 and then look back to one of these support levels at 1550. But yeah, I mean, down 10% seems like a lot. I mean, 1450 is right there for cover for you. It just seems like this might be an opportunity here with SoFi. So we'll try it on the day trade for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the same thing here. 48 cents, so they have a wider loss than expected. But, 231 million versus 218 seems to be pretty good. Active accounts grew, and the 2 billion there raised. So look, I don't think it's. I'm not even really sure why it's down 10%, but we are going to be testing these 15 levels again, so we'll see where SoFi can go from here. I do like these bottoms. I mean, it's the same thing that we did put on our sticky note here. And I just said it, and I'll say it again and again. Feels like it's too much here, right, off these numbers. So we'll wait to see, and that's just what I wrote down on the sticky note. I think it's going to hold. Hopefully it will hold anyways. And it's just that, feels like it's too much, looking to bounce off that low of 1450. So we'll see here if the sticky note is right about that. And again, it's just a matter of, I mean, we're at these bottoms, and I just don't think that number today that they posted is enough to break these bottoms. So if we think that, then basically our low here, we have a risk of about $1, and then maybe we can get back to where we were yesterday before the close, right? I don't think we can get back to 17, but if you think that, then it's basically a 2-to-1 risk profile at this point, especially if you get the bids that I'm looking for. We're putting some low bids here, 15.25, 15.10, and whatnot on SoFi. So I do like this, and I'll reload it. I'll keep going long. And as long as Rob over there is feeling okay today, which I'm not sure he is because he's going a little crazy there.
It's the
on
cardigan.
The production side of things. It's Friday. It's the 13th. And you said dead cat bounce, and Mark Roberts talked about black cats. So I'm just wondering here if something strange may happen. Maybe we need to look at Caterpillar.
What's also about to happen? Actually, Caterpillar's at 220, so I'm happy. I'm pretty happy about that. Last I checked, it was at 220. I probably just jinxed it. But this SPRT here. I just got short at like 990, well 989 when it looked like it was breaking down. But this stock, up on essentially, I don't see any news, monster breakout. It's a low floater, so if it takes out the top, you will see me and my stop order trigger. And if I make top here, I don't want to fight this too hard. This is my 15-minute chart just so you can go back and see the last time it was up at these prices. So looking for the reversal, but I might have stepped in front of a moving freight train on SPRT.
All right, let's bring in Arun here and get a check of the overall market. We are moving back towards session highs still. Little changed at this point, but positive to start on a Friday, Arun.
Positive to start. This market's creeping higher ever so slowly. 44.30, that was a level we were working with yesterday, or we got to keep an eye on. I said if we got below there, I consider the possibility of a short. That is the downside that I'm worried about at that price. Well, we went down there and we bounced right off of it. So that is going to be the support point that I'm going to use for potential longs now. I am looking for longs if we can get underneath 44.50, and we need to set up, and that's the key thing here. We do need to set up below 44.50. And if we do, I think you have the potential for a shot there below 44.50 with the 44.30 as your stop. To the upside, it's going to be up to the market to decide where it wants to turn. There's nothing up top. This is all new levels. So let it go into discovery mode and figure out where it wants to go. There's only one level to work with, and that is that 44.30. In terms of how to play today, I mean, it's a quiet day. It's a quiet Friday. Well, so far anyways. One thing I would keep an eye on, this is what I said yesterday as well, is when we go like this with no real momentum or even support buying in terms of volume, the downside is wide open. So if this market decides to roll over, it can be aggressive, but it does have to get to a point where it has enough action to just take off to the downside. So far, what we've seen is every time it goes down a little bit, buyers come in and creep this thing back higher. So just be aware of the downside potential, but you can't deny the fact that this market is going higher and it looks like it wants to take 44.60 soon. So for now, we're going to wait for this market to see if we can get it below 44.50. Until then, just let it go and see what happens.
Great stuff. Thanks, Arun. Have a great weekend. We'll check back in again on Monday. Let's continue along here. Disney, pretty positive here. Still 4.3% to the upside here in the pre-market after better than expected quarterly results. Back into profit land for Disney as they got their theme parks back up and running.
That's right. Theme parks profitable. Like they hit their user numbers, fantastic for a beat anyways for streaming. The revenue per user for Disney Plus was a little bit lower, but then you got to keep in mind like they're charging less, so they're getting growth out in India, so they're charging less over there. So obviously you're going to have that number come down, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, might be a good thing. I actually said if this doesn't get off the schneid, On a good report here, which is exactly what we got, so I probably don't care about this anymore. I was ready to finally trim this one. If it was a bad print and we're looking below 170, I was going to definitely take some Disney off. Now I think you finally have the juice to get this one to the upside, because you still have that, the variant concerns and the reopening pullback that's out there. So you really needed to go into this, final quarter of the year with a bit of a strong move, and that's what's happened. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a shot at this. It didn't feel like it was obviously going to happen, but previous resistance at 186.50, it could turn into a bit of support. Now, this was we were sitting up here at like 188 when I kind of wrote this one down to myself, and now it's like $1 away on that retracement. Market's flat, and some profit taking's happening in Disney. So I wouldn't want to be taking this at 9 o'clock. I mean, it's only 9:05 right now, so I'm going to back off from this level because I want this after 9:30. If I was going to buy the dip here, I thought it would be on a $2 drop at 9:30. Instead, we've actually double tapped just above that price. That's not a good way to get into it when you're looking at 186.75, aftermarket, and then twice here in the pre-market bouncing off of it. If you have a level 25 cents below that, you're not using that level after it's bounced to high. Either you've already taken it here and made some scalp profits and are holding a position, or you should back off until maybe it tests that level at 9:30. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do on Disney. I'll allow it to break 186.50 if it does, and then use that level after 9:30.
Yeah, I mean, that was good talk on all the levels here. I mean, it's a big bump up there. Obviously, their ARPU, revenue per user, down. We talked about why that was. Neil mentioned it, and he took what I was going to say there on India. So, look, just expansion. It's going to be good once they open up the theme parks. I think, more and more people will go. I already have friends that have already been in the last month. So I think it's, it's starting to get reopened now. With the Delta variant, I am concerned. I still think this is probably worth selling, at these levels, especially if you were to, I don't know. I said I'm never going to sell anything in my long-term holding position. We did get out of some AMD, though. And I don't know. I'm wondering if this is a good spot to maybe get out of some Disney, especially if it touches up here near 200 again. I just am a little bit worried about all these variants, or the one variant anyways. And then, if there's... This is the one thing, and I'm not in, obviously, mRNA technology, or I don't know anything about the virus as much as other people do, but if there's one variant, couldn't there always, this variant create next variant and things like that? So, although it's not funny to laugh about it, I just wonder, are we even through everything now with COVID? And look, Disney's changed its appetite here. It's a DTC now, direct to consumer, obviously with their releases. They had a good one with, what's the one, Scarlett Johansson?
Black Widow.
Black Widow was a good release. They had, what's up to my Italian friends out there? Luca was fantastic for Pixar as well. So the streaming wars continue, and now Disney's a part of that. The only thing is, remember, Disney cut their dividend. No talk about bringing that back at all, so that worries me a little bit. But again, you would never expect a Netflix or anything like that to have a dividend. Yeah. So until the theme parks get going again and their cruise lines. Remember, they do have a big cruise operation as well. They have vacation spots all over the world, so a lot of that is being hit as well. So
Star Wars, they get
but you can go to Iceland to Disney.
Yeah, I know.
They have different cruises and different things available there. So anyways, enough talk about Disney. I probably won't be trading it too much today. I don't mind the 190 area here that we've talked about, 190, 191 if it gets going. But if I do remember correctly, and I should have done some more research on this for you, but I believe Disney falls when it's on earnings. So we'll see. It's a little bit too much of an aggressive move upside. Let's just check out the imbalance locator now that I think about it. Maybe there's something on here. And by something on here, I mean absolutely nothing on here.
What even is
100,000. It's 9:10 right now. And we want you guys to stay with us because we're going to hit the winners. We're going to bring the excitement. It's going to be really fun here today. But as far as volumes are concerned, man, there's not going to be too much of them. So we got to hit the winners. We got to be very, very specific with what we're doing. It doesn't even look like the fact that there's only 138,000 shares on open and there was only ever 200 because it paired off is very, very sleepy. Brendan, I believe it's a Hampton Friday again, my friend.
Definitely, probably a good idea as well. It is going to be, we were talking yesterday a little bit, 2.5 times lower volume compared to this time of the year, going back through this week. Let's talk about Rocket, because Rocket Company's also an interesting one today. They missed on the EPS. They missed on the revenue side of things. Revenue fell 47.5%, which is a lot. But they did say it's going to get better in Q3. So 4% here for Rocket.
Guide. I think that's all that's all anyone cares about, right? Like if you guide well, you're gonna hold up nicely. But like we talked about this, you just mentioned the volumes in the pre-market there, and Rocket, it's really not doing any. So you get the crazy volatility in the aftermarket, and then think you're gonna get some crazier action today. Now I don't know if you'll actually get a fall through. Remember, there was a meme aspect to this, so there was a squeeze, and that's gonna skew the chart really. But you need to be breaking above. I'll call it 19 because I think 19 is gonna be that bigger level, and then you can actually make that bump back up to where the real resistance sits at like 23.5, guys. So I don't think it doesn't feel like there's gonna be the volatility to get us there today. The last trade I had, the only reason I'm gonna say this for the dip, the 18, is not just because of this print here, but on this bump up here on the second, there was a dip clean to 18. It's the last time I traded this stock. It didn't follow through. It ended up rolling over the next day. So we got two levels on the dip, 1780 and 18. We'll call it a range. I'll let it open up because 300,000 shares worth of volume, not worthy of a pre-market position. Like if pre-market and Wish makes sense, going back to that SPRT makes sense, pre-market, and if Virgin Galactic's doing volume, I'll trade things like that in the pre, but Rocket Company is not really doing enough volume for that. But I'm looking 1780 to 18 for dip buying opportunity, just looking at these previous highs, and then it was a good dip the last time it had to bounce up at 18.
Okay, so we can, so we'll talk about that. We've already talked about Trent's there, what kind of watches? We've already talked about that. I just got on the Samsung smartwatch today, but normally it's either the Breitling or the Submariner, and Neil always wears the good luck tag that he's had from day one, basically. So that answers that question. I am looking to get some more. And this is the thing. So my Submariner's black. I'm not wearing it today, but it's black. It's black.
It would have
it would have matched. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. But I've actually got contacted, and I can trade it for the Kermit one, the green one. So I'm thinking maybe to do that. But anyways, and then there was another question there about, okay, thank you for that. Yeah, and this is what I mean. Look, Daryl Flinch talked about the COVID variants as well. I thought that was a good point. So thank you, Daryl. And I don't know, they're currently 13 to 14. I mean, I'm not going to, some people don't even believe in the virus. So we're not going to get into what's happening or not. But I don't think it really equates to a flu. What's been happening is, literally a pandemic. So whatever. We don't want to talk too much about that on the show. But obviously, when we are talking about future earnings and we're talking about what's moving stock, and when CEOs and upgrades and downgrades are based on some of these things, we do have to react. And look, if you don't think, honestly, if you don't think the COVID is a super serious thing, it's an amazing time to buy then, because there are some depressed names like a CCL, like an LUV, even like a Disney right there for value. I mean, if we really believe that we're going to be reopening in 2022 and we can get past this, I am all for herd immunity. My kids are going back to school in person coming up in September, and we've always put them back into school. I'm nervous for them. Obviously, we just reached actually 500 cases in Ontario, which isn't bad. I think it's about 8 million population, something like that.
It's ramping back up, man.
500 isn't bad. It's not near the 100,000. I think in Canada it's like 1,000 a day or something like that, which isn't that bad. But anyways, okay, over to Rocket Companies here. You talked all about the guide. Yeah, it's great. I don't really know why it's up here. They didn't really report that great. We do have it on our sticky note. Missing numbers. I'm looking to short this name, maybe in the 19 area. We do know that there still is a short percentage on for Rocket. So yeah, we'll just see where it goes here. The daily looks pretty ugly for Rocket. It's kind of coiling up. But on that note, if we do take out this like 1880 level, basically, I don't have much of an opinion on Rocket today, other than it's looking good here on the 50-period moving average on the daily. I think if they want to take this out, then we'll look for a run. 1880, the breaking spot here for Rocket Mortgage, Rocket Companies, which is going to be that number. So we'll watch for an 1880 break long. And then other than that, man, I really do think that we probably go to the downside here on an 18 break. We'll try the short early, and we'll see what happens late.
All right, this support.com is doing impressive volume here, guys. So just a lot of chatter, it seems, online about SPRT, nothing newsworthy to mention. Let's talk about Wish, because we're back to 7 here, guys, but another one doing all kinds of volume here. Just a dismal quarter for Wish, down better part of 30%.
You always find a better, like a nicer way of saying things, like dismal. Like I don't know. I was like piss poor, awful, horror awful,
Crappy.
horror awful. That was Shaquille O'Neal coined that one. Horrible and awful at the same time. So I'll go with horror awful. But this is twice it came to this 7 level. It was the first time shorting off, actually scalp one out there. And then when it came to 7 even, broke it, came back down. I was in the bathroom when it did this, by the way. And then it comes back down, gives you these opportunities at 7. This is one of those shorted until it's not, I think, kind of plays. And the thing about short till it's not is if it gets to some of the post-market bottoms here, like 760, that'll be like probably a last-ditch effort for me, because if it breaks something like 750 to 760 here, I'd probably be like you might get into squeeze territory. It's a heavily shorted name. You probably start thinking about like 850 or so. I just got into Virgin Galactic, so that took out the pre-market lows here, took out that those 2480 mark. So I just got short at 79. I really thought I'd be a little bit closer to 25 on that one, but it looks like it's rolling over a little bit more. That's on the watch list as well. Space headed to that low 20 mark. Wish, context logic, potentially. I mean, this is uncharted territories here. Territory here, and you have 750, which was the previous low. You get the gap down, overnight, and this low down into 650. Does it have another dollar in it? I'm not sure it does, but we're prepared to scalp some off, at least towards 650, and then see what happens. I'm probably shorting until we get to 760 at least.
Yeah, I see everyone talking. Sorry, when I was saying the Ontario population, I meant sort of southern, like that. There's really no cases anywhere outside of the GTA, right? And so when we're talking, that's what I meant. Obviously, the population of Canada is like 41 million, something like that. So Ontario, 14 million. Yeah, okay, so we're already short context logic here. So Wish, and I know a lot of you wish it would go back up because there's a lot of people caught on this name. It was a meme name. Everybody thought that it was gonna go. I can show you back on Twitter that we were looking about shorting, $12, $13. We were shorting all of these pops. We keep talking about the fact that nobody uses the product as much. I mean, we don't know anybody that does. Obviously, somebody does. The numbers aren't completely horrible. They do have some kind of numbers here today. Loss of 111 million. Not great there. 656 million in revenue. That's the number I was looking for. So people are buying, but right now it just continues to go to the downside. There is a short interest in this, so at some point it could capitulate back to the upside here. Should have got some out when we broke VWAP and then went right back down here to 670. I was sort of waiting for the 650 bottom. I still think we could see that. This is context logic. For me, I don't have to get out of this until we're back about here to $8 or so. So I want to be a short all the way into $8. I think it's a good opportunity today. 18.5 million shares. But remember, as we said, we can look it up. The short interest on Wish, it was one of the top names there. So, there is that possibility for it to blow to the upside. With only 13 minutes to go, we like it. But right now, I'm going to hold the short. I got a bid at 650, and then we'll see if it cracks even lower than that.
Wow, yeah, we are getting on a time here. Let's go to Moderna, guys, up 3% here, as we mentioned with Mark, if you joined us early on. Both Pfizer and Moderna getting some positivity this morning after the FDA adjusted their emergency use authorization to include, in some cases, a third booster shot being available to people with immune deficiencies. So nice pop here once again for Moderna, 3.3 at this point, as I said, but Pfizer also worth a look, guys.
I mean, if we're going to look at Moderna for a bit of a momentum play, but I will tell you this much: Miss V had a 399 to 401. Yeah, so Trader Pratt and Miss V, they do memes and movers, but Miss V actually trades, and she had a 399 to 401 trade. Correct me if I'm wrong, Valeria there. But here's 406. Look, I got stopped out on short here, and that kind of stunk. First short was good. Second one stunk because I didn't hold on to it. But you look at this 406.50 area that kind of tried to break. You just had a bit of a breakout through there now, although it failed. The spread's actually pretty reasonable. 400,000 volume or 500,000 volume is very, very good for Moderna, so that looks fantastic. But I'm hunting dip buy because I'm not catching. Look, it already broke out through this level. That's the reality. You can take a 408 if you want there. If it's going to come back in, I want to see if there's a turn at 400. And if there's no turn at 400, I'm going to be scouting down to about like the 387 to 392 area. So somewhere right in and around that yesterday's close to pick one up. But after it's basically been trying to short it ever since 500, and then a couple of times actually successfully doing it. You made that bottom at 370. You held that 380 on the daily chart in yesterday's action, so that's now held up. I think it's also going to go. You get a positive print, positive news there as well. So I think we're headed upside today in Moderna. Although there's no way I would have ever taken a breakout at 9 o'clock on the stock. It's just too thinly traded. $400 name wouldn't be my style. If it rolls over any at the open, I'm looking to cash that bid.
Yeah, same thing here. So I put it up here. This is what I mean, I don't normally have Moderna on the watch, but it has to be now today. 500 break on a move back to, 406 break on a move back to 500. I mean, I think this is going to be a great stock moving forward. I mean, I do think it got a little bit ahead of itself, obviously, there with its move up to 500. I mean, we really went in one day from 412 to 500, basically. I mean, this is one day, right? This was I guess that's the 9th. So what day is it today? So just this week. Went from that 410 mark all the way up to 500 in one day there. And then we've just given it all back and started to base out again. So here's that 405, 406, 407 area. I love 406 break. It's already touched that 408 today. So we did already get that high. A 406 break right here is what we just put on the sticky note. So I do like that level, 406. We'll see if it can go. But we'll see. Again, I like the talk here for Moderna. I like everything that they're doing as far as booster shots and things like that. The mRNA technology, although that's their symbol, the mRNA technology has been around for a decade. They've tested this thing over and over again. This is the first time, obviously, it's been used in such mass quantities. So, it's been a successful rollout, and we'll just see where it goes from here. Like, there's that 406 yesterday. That's the high yesterday. That's why we look at that. So we're going to take that long. But the only problem with it, I think, anyways, we'll take a baby long maybe off the open, and then we might have to defend some of these lower lows. But I don't want to get into this, guys, until we're at the open. So we'll wait for that coming through on Moderna. I just don't want to punch the ticket right now. I would rather wait. And if we miss it, we miss it. And then we could just say, hey, look, we at least talked about 406. Yeah, I may take it small now that I'm thinking about it. We may take this one small through 406 right now. I just don't want to do it in the pre-market, but 400,000 is a nice volume for a $400 name, I'll tell you that much. And then Wish right now coming back. Come on, charts. We got a new update, but we had some issues with it. So we didn't use it. 670 there. I'm still hoping that we get back down to 650, so I'm still waiting for that to happen. 16 pennies in the money, but I'm going to take Moderna long at 406, Brendo.
Quickly, guys, on Palantir, there was a note I just saw. ARC, Kathy Wood's ARC loading up over the past couple of days. 5.2 million additional shares for ARC in PLTR, so back in positive territory, just bounced off yesterday's close. Airbnb, another one that reported, again, we said, DoorDash and Airbnb, not really active. There is more volume anyways on Airbnb. So they said Q3 could be a problem because of Delta, guys, for Airbnb.
Yeah, look, this was like, I guess, a Jekyll and Hyde aftermarket. If you were watching Airbnb, I mean, it shot up $7, and then you basically had a $14, well, it's probably closer to $13 drop. And then, I mean, like late on lower volume, I guess you did get a little bit more than that. So it was $14, or almost $14. It's actually getting off the schneid. Now, I was looking at 145.50, kind of ignoring the lower volume, but really it held a 145.50 print in most of the aftermarket, and then did so in the pre-market as well. And this is not to say like this is just too far too fast, but it's more about the fact that you look, technically speaking, you put in a double bottom here. You know, Airbnb has been a popular sort of like, reopen style play there. And they have this cluster, so you basically put the double bottom in, then you have this cluster which is about to hold, and it's about that 145. A couple of times it's ticked through it here, and I feel like if you can hold out to this level, it's a good $8 to $10 range in there, which is actionable, I think, on the day trade. Obviously, it's going to run into resistance at 155, almost certainly, but you're ways away from that. If you're able to catch a 145 bid, I have 145.35 as the current low in the pre-market. There's plenty of room for at least a little bit of a snapback trade here. It's not top of my list. The volume's okay. It's not great. I mean, Moderna has done the same amount of volume and is 3 times the price, so I kind of like Moderna a little bit more. But Airbnb should be reasonable. If it drops $2, you'll probably see me try to bottom pick that particular name. And I just want to quickly, if I can, there's not much time left. We have like 7 minutes till the open, so I want to go back to this spirit because I did get stopped out in the trade. Got to 1060 here, well 1070 or so, and then rolled back over, bounces off VWAP. I always like it when it's like exactly where I got in is basically where it starts bouncing. So you got to still stay at least a little bit bullish on this, as long as it's above that 9 3/4 mark. You know, you're in some uncharted territory here in terms of as far as the breakout goes. But as fast as this usually goes up, it comes down. I will note the last time it made a run, it was a multi-day rally, but this one's now up in the stratosphere here. It wouldn't surprise me if it made a big move off the open. The liquidity seems good enough that it might not be a halt candidate, though.
I'll talk a little bit about Palantir. We destroyed it yesterday off of these bottoms. Bang, bang, bang. We did get that bad wick. I mean, not a bad wick. This was our out, so I can't say anything about that. That was the previous low, and I was so upset that we punched in 3 times the shares, ran it to the upside. That was a good success. We saw yesterday 25.80. Thank you, Kathy, for buying more Palantir. We just bought some at 97. Now we'll see where it goes to the upside. And I'm just looking at some of these levels here. We can zoom it back out. Palantir long. I'm going to call you up on this 20-minute chart. Some Palantir longs are going to be coming through, I'm hoping, right about here, man, like 25.10. We do have some areas here, 25.30 maybe on Palantir. So I do want to buy dips because we do know that it will run with the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's making a nice move up. You can see on the bottom left here. So this is the NASDAQ. So a nice little move to the upside right here. So we'll see where it goes. But for right now, I do like Palantir. There is a big seller right now. That's going to get taken out on market on open, which reminds me, I don't see. Okay, so the number's getting a little bit better. Ooh, Wish has a buy now. Okay.
Sundial's now
I see you there. Sundial moving. Coupang, I believe that's what that is there. Disney with a buy as well. So yeah, it looks like they're taking this out. So that market on open order is going to get hit off the open there. So that's just sitting there. It's a New York stock. So it's sitting on the New York floor right now, or electronically. But either way, it's down there. So that'll get taken out hopefully on Palantir, and then we'll see where we go from there. But it's these bottoms, 24.50, 24.60. We're going to try to defend those. And then it's this kind of a top right here, 25.40, that I don't mind going. So let's wait to see if we get there. But we're long Palantir right now back into these levels, 24.50. If it gives up the ghost, then so will we.
A little bit quiet today, guys, on the small cap front. We'll talk about Boxlight here. They reported aftermarket yesterday, better than expected report. This has room all the way up to 3 on the daily chart. So just watching this kind of 280 up to 3 area, and then above that 340 would be the next kind of line in the sand. So not really doing much here in the pre-market, just kind of chopping around 250. So watch for a test up to 283. If not, if it does fail through 240, this was all the way down at 190 yesterday for Boxlight, guys.
Thank you, Brennan. Look, I'm not actually trading. Well, I shouldn't say this. I never say never. I'm not in Sundial, but when I came in, sat down, this thing was like barcode, like post earnings, like barcoding. It's just not trading a heck of a lot. 2 million shares is nothing for a stock like this. If it pops, if it makes a move to 88, that's been a level before for me. So if it goes 10% up, I'll probably have a quick look at Sundial, but there's nothing exciting about it for the day trade. So I can't say that I'm going to be involved in it. One from the afternoon show, we trade in the afternoons, of course. Power hour is usually a good one. But Bumble, this was a good trade for me. Again, there's not a heck of a lot of volume here, but in the afternoon, you guys remember, we're trading off that 52 high, 51.50. They reported earnings and had just a crazy V-shaped move here in the morning. So 52 remains that resistance level for me on Bumble. Just not a heck of a lot of volume for any follow-through action, but that could certainly change off the open if we're testing those highs. Already have to watch out for Virgin Galactic, because if it takes out 25.50, you gotta revisit the idea. 2 things will happen. They'll get out of the short. And then maybe once again, I have thought that Virgin Galactic was about to make a capitulation bottom even lower, and then I'd be able to get some, pick this one up in the long term. I keep thinking, it's gonna break. We're gonna get down to those low 20s, and this will be the day, or next week will be it. And then, of course, that'll mean that it'll turn. This is what happened on Teladoc for me, by the way, as I thought the same thing on Teladoc, and it ended up, being the actual bottom for the short-term move. We'll see if that's the case for Virgin Galactic today, but I'm not bullish, and it has to break 25.50 first and hold yesterday's lows, which is 25.16.
Okay, so we are in right now. People saying nice move on Rocket. We'll look at Rocket as well. We are in Moderna right now. So we did take that 406 break. It came right back in. We knew this was going to happen. We're not worried about it right now. Well, we didn't know this was going to happen, but we know the volume's light in the pre-market and the spreads can go wherever. So we'll wait for real money to come in here. I'm not going to hold this one lower than this 398. So 398 cracks, man, we gone on that. We just did tweet out our early positions. So, that's going to be that. If we get out of that, we get out of that. Just for you guys, I know you're watching, but if you want to follow, I'll put this on on the chat as well. But there's the positions that we just tweeted out. You can see them on the board here. Moderna, Palantir, Wish, long, short. So let's wait to see where we go. We're playing off some of these key levels. I like it. But Wish came all the way back, though, with only a minute to go. Wish is right at that 7. And we just got into something else. We got into a SoFi long right now as SoFi is coming back in. We talked about where we want to defend this level. So add SoFi. Yeah, it's at 15. So add SoFi back to that list right now as we are approaching that 15 bottom for that name. And again, off a 20-minute chart here for SoFi, I mean, you can go all the way back here. That 15 bottom's held a couple times. So I'm just, going all the way back even to July 27th. So we're back a couple weeks there when we cracked and had that 1475 bottom. So we're going to use that as a bottom with only 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, and with only 30 seconds to go, Upstart is already on really low volume, already made a bit of a $3 move here. So you can sort of write off that level that I was going to look at. Again, trading pre-market on a day like today. It's Friday, guys. It's also middle of August. So liquidity is different. That's why picky with the positions in the pre-market.
Yep.
With about 10 seconds to go, we'll drop that bell. Miss V does have some green on. I got the red. But it's down 8, 7. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, it's going to be late in the countdown. I'm used to not having it. My apologies. It is now 2-1. Ring it now, Valeria, because, thank you. My bad.
And Miss V is in the building right now. So nicely done, Miss V. Thank you so much for that one. As the market is now open, so let's get ready to rock and roll. SoFi with a bid, catching it. Let's see where we go from here. Palantir coming back down. We just got to fill on that bid there. Don't do us wrong, Miss Kathy Wood, man. Do us right here. We'll see where we're going with SoFi now, with Palantir, with SoFi, with Moderna coming back down to 403 right now. That's not going too well. SoFi ripping back to the upside, though, now 17 cents in the money. We'll take it out if it gets up here, then we'll hold the rest, man. 1580 or so for SoFi is my target.
Yeah, and immediately got, whoops, that was crazy. I immediately got stopped there on Virgin Galactic. I'm not to the long side just yet. I just picked up the dip on Moderna, and I'm watching this pullback here on Upstart because I just tried to get that. It came all the way back to the pre-market breakup price of 184, and oh my, you gotta be kidding me. So that was me trying to chase it. So as I got into Moderna, I was like, no, I want Upstart here, and unbelievable. It just broke 190 and now 191, so might have missed that boat altogether. Upstart has been redonkulously strong. If it comes back $10 now, or sorry, $5 now, I probably don't want to catch it that way, but wow, what a move in Upstart. You saw me try to catch that bid live, but just no chance to get it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so Palantir is coming back in, man. We've loaded up on that. We'll see if it can hold. We're going to play off of 2440. So we're right at those breaking spots yesterday. This is where we're long. We're going to give it a little bit more action to the downside here. So we'll try to play that just a little bit more here and get some right plays going on board here for Palantir. We'll see if we can make some money on that name. Moderna does bounce around a little bit, now back to 405. We're going to try to hold this one for a little bit. It does dip down to that 400. That would have been a good spot to reload, but it's just bouncing around a little bit now. So watch out for Moderna doing a little dance, man, right here.
Do a little dance now and feel the groove. That's a little kid play.
Get down tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Get down tonight. Why not? If 400 breaks, remember I want to shoot 387 to 392. I just tried to catch 404s and didn't get them. So if it comes back up there, I will take profit at that in front of that 404 range because I did do the dip buy and I definitely looked that gift horse in the mouth on it, thinking it was about to make a bigger break. Every now and then that's going to happen. We'll try to take it out if it does. Go back to that same price. Now Virgin Galactic. Remember I said immediately it stopped me out. Load. There you go. Load. There it goes. Look at that. Stops me out 25.50. I never even had a chance to get any kind of a rollover, but I wasn't going to go bullish unless we actually hold a dip back into 25.50. It hasn't really done that just yet, but I don't want to be too hasty in getting into this one to the long side. But wow, Virgin Galactic, every time I think it's about to make a fresh low, it looks like I missed that chance. Wish is down at 670, but it held 7 the first time. And here comes Moderna down towards that 97. Ooh, that 72, that's 87 to 92 could come into play. Brendo?
SESN, the big mover yesterday, guys, Session Bio. They're expecting any day now an FDA ruling on a cancer treatment that they're working on. So this thing got quite a pump yesterday, up to $5. We're higher than that, obviously, today. More volume, though. SESN, 5% already.
Yeah, sorry about that, Miss V. If I know she's getting us a refill on our coffee there, but I did like Moderna to the long side there, and then maybe just did her wrong there. I know she was liking it as well. She asked me about it. I like that 406 level there. We talked about that. I tried it once, twice. Now we'll just try it one more time here on mRNA and see where we go from here. I really did not expect it to dip into like this, but it did. So whatever. Who cares what we expect? We trade what happened there. So Moderna to the downside, long, long, and out, and long again. So we'll see here. We'll see if we can hold this a little bit longer this time, maybe back into this area, 394 or so. But I mean, I don't want to just keep trading this just for silly reasons. So let's make sure that Moderna is lining up properly. It's going to probably go back to red here, and that's yesterday's close. So right around here, 392, 393, 394 on a breaking spot here for Moderna. Not looking too nice. Sorry about that, Ms. V. Moderna went to the downside there. Thank you for the refill on the coffee, though.
Here comes Wish.
That's what we're looking at here. Wish coming to the upside now as well. We got to load up more short. And then Palantir, man, the baby keeps on coming back to the upside. We just got out at 90 right there on some Palantir love. So let's keep on putting our orders around and see if we can save some money from this disaster with Moderna, guys. Good move on Palantir. Should have had more shares up there.
Yeah, so there comes Wish back to that $7 level. It just broke. I re-enter the position here. We took a bunch out there, but it did not follow through 670. There was a bit of a stack bid at that 670 level, so you got to watch out. The stock can always squeeze on you. Speaking of squeezes, I said I'd revisit it, and this is pie in my face on Spirit. I should have got back. I said below 975, get short, and then of course I don't do it. So if it does another pop, I'll try 975 to 10 even, but clearly I missed the bus. And I'll never, ever, 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 ever do it again.
Okay, Moderna now starting to go. Wish, we did reload, so let's put a bid out there. Bang! Oh yeah, we have these again right now, so let's just go chicken dinner, winner, whatever we are right now. We're rocking and rolling now, man. We're cooking with gas here, guys, as we start to go. Nice short there off Wish. We talked about that on the sticky note on our watch list as well. Let's go. We're back in the money, $3 now on Moderna, man. We thought we got blown out there a little bit on that bottom move. Now let's see if Moderna can make dreams happen. Right back to that 404 level. Damn it, Valeria, if you're still long there getting that coffee, seems like it might have worked there. All you had to do was hold Moderna, and now it's all the way back to the upside. So good call on the hold. Bad call for me to get out, but we're back in and locked and loaded. Brendan, kill him, buddy.
Virgin Galactic, guys, initial strength here back to positive very, very quickly after being down. Richard Branson selling more of his shares this morning. So huge volume back to the upside through 26 there for space.
I'm just looking at this chart. Yesterday, there was that spike. It went from 25.50 up to, I'm looking at a different chart, 26.20. And the second I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I'll short in front of that 26.25 mark. Upstart again, 193 now. So, I mean, I missed that dip buy. You saw that try to catch it live. Didn't get it. This stock is off to the races. Look, at some point it's going to turn around. Just doesn't feel like it yet. Moderna, you know, it came back. I said I'd take some out that 404. It never tested the lower end of that range, guys. This is me trying to pick some up on the turn. It did not happen. If it dips again, I will dip buy, but I missed it blindly off this 395. Probably should have been more aggressive. The second 395 held. I tried to get more shares in the upside. Only crossed 30 cents. So on Moderna, I probably should cross like 50 cents or so, but I'm gonna hang on to this. I think if you break through and hold, now it broke that, look, it broke yesterday's high already in the pre-market, didn't have a chance to get that, but I'm gonna cover on this resistance level, look for the dip again. Wish just came back to 99s. So I got shares in when it failed, broke through the 705. Now it's coming right back into the upside, guys. I still want to be short this name. I'm not saying I'll be in it all day long, but it's hard for me to bet anything but to the south side on Wish. And then, of course, SPRT, it does not want to, support doesn't want to give me another chance to get back into this one to the short side. It is all the way back into this 930. I still believe if it can have some kind of a pop into 10, close to VWAP, I will get back into this one. And what I was getting at, I wanted to put the trade on here before and sort of tell you guys about the level. If you're watching in the afternoon show at 3 o'clock, we talked about that random volume spike that Virgin Galactic had into previous lows earlier in the day, 26.20, and installed at 26.20. So that's why I'm sitting here short 26.09 in front of that level. Not going to make back what we lost. We'll take a little bit of a shot at it here. Take a 20-cent win. We'll do that for calmly going to my higher time frame on that move, sitting it out, looking at that 26.20, which stood out like an absolute sore thumb on the 15-minute chart here, and then see if we get the retracement in. But that initial short, man, that was a stinker.
Yeah, look at the NASDAQ now coming back in, right? And so you see the NASDAQ coming in here, and then what we looked at was Palantir, and that's why we got some out. Like, these are the longs, and these are the outs, right? That was a baby spot that we took on the pre-market in case we did break that 25. We talked about the size that we saw on the level 2 there at 25, and it looks like that's going to hold. So it comes back to 25. We got some out at 90s. Now we're going to try to run this to the long side. My out, look, you have to be responsible when you're trading. We always look. I love getting feedback from Twitter, but I hate when people say, look, I'm holding the bag on something. You have to have your outs, right? Like, I love Palantir, but be disciplined, guys. Let's educate ourselves up a little bit. If we can get out at 24.40 here, that's going to be the low, that's going to be the break, and we will, sometimes you have to lick your wounds. I mean, I'm only out of the money here 15 cents on this, but we do have an out target. So take profit when it's there, but definitely have a target if you're wrong the other way around. I think that's super, super important. And on that note, look at Wish, man. See ya. This is where we're short on here. Now we're all the way back down here. Short, short, short. Let's get some more out on Wish. Brendan, what else you got, bud?
Airbnb, guys, back to the upside as well. Just took out the pre-market high there on a huge volume spike. So some key levels held from aftermarket yesterday. We came down to 145. Trying to go higher now. Airbnb off earnings.
Oh my goodness. The funny thing is we have, I'm going to hit this one because I haven't had these in a while, so I'm just going to do it. I'm not even trading Sundial, and I'm not even looking at a cannabis thing, but I got to do it anyways. There's the dip in Airbnb, and like you saw the candle on Virgin Galactic, and then Moderna came in, and then I'm watching Spirit and Wish at the same time. Like I always say, you're going to miss something, but the dip right in, and then there's the rally there on Airbnb. I want to get into this on the long side somehow, but I probably have to sit this one out unless it bounces off 150 or even right now, maybe even right now I should say, and get something in that 145 to 146 range. But this could have gone without me. Virgin Galactic looks fine. Wish is now calming itself down, but it's Upstart that is really. This is the one that's like kind of shocking to me. Like I really thought there'd be an orderly way to be able to get into this, and there just hasn't been. I just finally got printed into SoFi in front of 15. So this one also heading to the downside, but Upstart, wow, there is no chill in this stock. This could shoot 200, and I wanted to be long on this today. I kind of feel like, look, at an even $200 level, given what this stock has done in the last few sessions, it's hard for me to not shoot the turn on 200. It's just, that'll be too enticing if it gets there.
Yeah, so Palantir, we did get, there's that 40 stop out, and then we're going to wind up doing exactly what we wound up doing yesterday, it looks like on this one, where we get out and then we just get right back in because, again, that wick there, I don't know. I mean, that goes down to that 34 level, which maybe we should have considered a little bit higher there on the 20-period moving average. The 50 period is at 24.35. Look, you can always data mine all these plays. So, I mean, like whether or not you like that, there's always going to be a moving average or something that gives you some kind of an answer there, but whatever. We're back into Palantir now. It just needs to go back up a little bit. We're long at 42. We have more shares than we ever did, and now we're going to use this bottom as our out, man. 24.30 break, we're gone. So we'll try that one more time. That's exactly, hopefully my trades are on here from yesterday. No, they're not. The same thing happened to us there, and then we hit the long, and then we got a nice little win. So let's see if it holds that bottom. It may not do that. So 24.30 right now, the bottom for Palantir. We're back and we're reloaded on that one. And unfortunately, I didn't even realize we had two bids there. We dumped our Wish. Now it's all the way back down. That was a great trade for me, my number one stock today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking some more off Wish at 72, but I'll go with, we'll finally get the rest of this Virgin Galactic out. I sat this, like, look at this crazy move. I should have had a stop, maybe a little bit tighter, but I said 25.50, and that's what I was looking for here. So we structure that with a 25 average price and get out for a 50 cent basically hit. And then we get back to this 26.20 level. I'm all out, VWAP retracement. It looks too bullish for me to step into to the short side of the trade again too early on Virgin Galactic. So we're gonna throw you to Brendan, and I will look for the reload on Moderna, which might be coming soon. And of course, this Upstart, crazy.
Pretty much day highs here, guys, for Bitcoin. There was a little bit of a pullback, but I did notice some of the crypto-related stocks also had a bit of a pullback there as well. So Coinbase here did touch 266, but coming back into pre-market levels. But big volume on coin today, guys.
Ooh, I just got into Spirit. Spirit. I call it Spirit. I know. I do it all the time. It's SPRT, so I always want to say Spirit. But I just got into a support there. 963 is my price. But I mean, you're looking at VWAP. You're looking at this. I guess support I had 975. Very brief support. But 975 was where I said I'd turn a bit bearish. This is a big volume spike on the way down. It's actually maintaining this volume. So we started here. I feel like if it tries to go parabolic, this is where I think a turn is going to come, probably 10 to 10.20. So we're going to be ready if this does what I think it's going to do. as you're doing it right now, where you're slowing down in that range. We'll pick up some more shares here. I don't think this one's taken out the top. I've been wrong before, but I'm jamming Spirit here. I got 982. If it breaks the top, you're risking about $1 here. I think, oh, it's gonna halt. Gimme. Sorry. So anyways, guys, when I say it's about to halt, it's about to go into this halt state, where if it does, oh yeah, it doesn't want to halt, we'll see what happens. It was about to halt to the upside. I'm jamming out of that. There's no way I want to hold a short into a possible halt, so it definitely caught me in a reversal, but this one looks like it was a bungle to the short, and then it looked like it wanted to halt to the upside. Now if it holds 10, it's likely breaking the top. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, but you just saw it try to halt to the upside and reject it. So it held for like 13 or 14 seconds. It was so close to actually halting. Takes 15 seconds in that halt state to do it, but I took it right at that price at 44. It'll have to break 10 to get me out, because now if it halts up, that'll be likely through the high of the day.
Yep, exactly. So I'm going to look at that high of the day at 1070 and have a quick look at that and see if it does break through that number there. Moderna just bouncing around, man. It's $2-3 in the money now on, oops, that's still SPRT, on Moderna. It did go, I mean, this went right back to that high, giving us about an $8 winner, and we didn't do anything about that. We should have taken that out, so we didn't, so we'll wait to see. I just thought I mean, Neil even mentioned it, right back to that high again on Moderna, so that gave us an opportunity to get out there. We probably should have done that, and we didn't, so that was a mistake. We'll wait to see if it comes one more time there, back up to 406. We can make this money back on mRNA. That would be nice if we can do that. Palantir still battling these lows. This is where we're long again. We already took a little bit of a bath. Nothing that bad, but we did get hit. Thank God we were able to get some of these prints out early. This is dropping back down. If the NASDAQ can go, then we're a little bit happier about this trade. But for right now, we're using these 1030 or these 2430s as bottoms. We talked about that. I wish I still had some wish on. I didn't mean to get out of everything, but this was a very, very successful trade. We hit that 714. Can't be more happy about that trade. And then a new position alert. So I don't know where my new position thing is here. We'll just go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm back into Fisker right now. And this is what I want to do, this siren. And again, this could be an absolutely disastrous trade. Again, we don't like Fisker that much. I shouldn't say we hate it, but it wasn't traded that well yesterday by me. We were trying to go long, and we thought that convertible debt wasn't so bad after all, but it turns out it was. So right now, 1440, 1450, we're looking at that bottom. We'll average into Fisker, into that play as it goes, but I can't let it go past 1440 there for Fisker. There goes Moderna back to the upside, and here goes Palantir. So let's go run, little man, run. What's up, Brendan?
One from yesterday, guys. Open Door trying to go here as well. Now 1% to the upside, coming back to that high from yesterday on a decent volume spike. So we are getting into significant levels. Did note Goldman Sachs, I believe. Yeah, Goldman Sachs raising their price target on Open Door, guys.
And speaking of upside, so got back, actually put a bit of a bungle on that stupid Spirit. Got out, but got right back in. It was 44 to 48. So if you accidentally get out of a position, just jump right back in if you mean to be in it. It's taking out the high here. Now, here, so 1071 was the recent high. Look, you want to see this at least testing 11, realistically. So I'm not going to do anything until it gets to like that 11 mark. If it's not gonna halt at 11 because it looks like it's hung out here at 1040 long enough for that to be the case. I wouldn't necessarily add, because I got 50s here, I wouldn't add at 11, but it's not a horrible breakout potential spot. It's likely it could halt into 11 if it does make that move, but that was a clear fake out halt that if it doesn't tank after doing a fake out halt to the upside, you got to feel like it's going to try to make a run. Maybe I'll take a little bit out in front of 11 because I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I almost want to be still buying this one if we get any kind of chance to break out through this 11 price. This one could be a halt play that I love. mRNA, I didn't get this reload because look how choppy it is down here. Like, it's not actually even testing the lows, so I'm kind of backing off this and being very, very patient. I felt that as this stock ran today, it was 420 anyway, so you can really pick your spots. And then, of course, SoFi, which we said was getting to that 15. For now, it's got a fail break at 15 with a 93 print as the low. When it broke 15 and came back in, I usually like that for re-entry, so I did take more shares in and got them here at like at 1502. But it's right back to battling and battling. If this stock comes up, you do feel like it's going to retest at least 50s to 75s. But for now, the bears seem to be winning out on SoFi, down 13%. But it's showing, some signs of life here on SoFi.
And we're doing the same thing again. Like I don't feel bad because we're making the money, but again, like getting out there and then just busting it back upside. I need to learn my lesson from Palantir. This is back-to-back days where I've made the exact same mistake, and now I'm like cashing in monstrous right now on Palantir. But at the same time, it just could be endlessly more monstrous if I just made the right plays at the right time. So. Damn it, taking that hit and then just buying it back made a lot of sense to me there. And now we're rocking and rolling here, and we're playing with gas on Palantir. So that's going to be a good trade for us as well there. But SPRT short float right now, 39%. Thank you, Brendan. I'm long into that name as well. It looks like it will fail. We'll give it back through 10 to see what happens there. But it looks like it is coming back to the downside right now, this SPRT. So we did take a shot there on that high break, and it only went in the money like 5 cents. It didn't do anything at that high. So again, I know we've talked about this a little bit in depth here today, so we can move on from it, but it looks like that will be a loser. But again, small, because I did think that it had the chance to go, so it's nothing like, and just for an example, I took 10% of the shares on SPRT that I did on Palantir. I know we don't show our share size, but that should give you an idea of sort of how I trade the big caps versus how I trade these small guys.
And I just want to come back over to, there's no stock which is more impressing me more than Upstart. It's now at 96. I'm holding back here. Like it's getting really close, and it keeps stalling out. I'm trying to resist the temptation to already get into it to the south side of the trade. I do think there is a pullback that's going to be coming on Upstart. I just want to wait for a test closer to that 200 level. I'm also closely watching Moderna. I did take some out there for the 4, but I'm still shooting 395 to 397 at this point after it made that recent bottom. And I completely missed out on this pop here in Box L, as that came right into pre-market highs at that 930, sort of failed to the bottom there, but then retested the highs. This one looks like it's capitulating just a little bit here. I'd prefer if I could get it in the 40 range to the short side. If it ever took out 260 on volume, fine, but this is a bear trade after that failed 930 rollover, failed 930 break, and then the 930 rollover that I've missed. But Box L headed southbound. If it pops 10 to 15 cents, then I'm looking to get into that one. And there's Airbnb. Yeah, I mean, it's trying to pull back now. Like I said, I'll be patient if it comes back in. But obviously missed the dip buy in Airbnb. Pie in my face for that one. You can't trade absolutely everything. Spirit's trying to make another run at this top. This time I will try to take some out in front of that 11 if it goes there. And then maybe I'll buy the dip if I can make some profit on the long there. And Airbnb, probably about $1.50 away before I get the dip buy. And Robinhood's moving?
Is it? I mean, we were going to be short.
I haven't even looked at that.
We're talking about short at 50 on that name, so we'll see where that's going now. Palantir, just nice cashes out right here, right where we did before, 75. So we're long at 40 on Palantir. We'll continue to watch it. You might have just caught me there looking at SoFi. I don't have another bid until 1480 down here. So we're going to be watching SoFi, and I'm just trying to play it off some of these bottoms, like we talked about with Mark Roberts early here. Hope you guys, you can see that. So these bottoms are like, I mean, it's right here, 1480. This is what I'm saying. We're going to try to bid the bottom and then see if we can hold the ultimate bottom. So, not a great day today for SoFi. That's for sure. Down 13%. Wish it was the other way around. Moderna looks like it wants to fall as well. We missed out opportunities on this one over and over again, man. It went to 404 again. We had another $5 winner on board, and we didn't take it. So, silly me on all this crap. Wish comes all the way back, man. So, we'll take another short into Wish. We cashed it out. Wish has been a very, very profitable stock for me. So, nothing to complain on the Wish front of things. But we do short again at 99, and let's see if we can retrace it back down to VWAP here in the mid 80s. We'll see if we can get another win on Wish coming through. Fisker bouncing around here. We'll see if it holds these bottoms. I do have some targets out here on Fisker. Would be 1440, which means we're going to average in more on that name. Palantir still now making new highs here in the intraday. If we can get it back to 2490, that will be a new high there. That's it. So we got a lot on board. We got a lot on board, man. Wish now 4 cents in the money. Spirit trolling around, basically. SoFi here, down at the bottom. Palantir, run, Palantir, we love you. Moderna, we're trying to go to the upside on that one, and then Fisker as well. So 4 or 5 positions right now. We're pretty loaded up here. I hope you're enjoying the show. It's a good one so far. What's up, Brendo?
Codex, guys, CODX, back to the upside here. They reported aftermarket yesterday as well. Co-Diagnostics, again, COVID-19. They do the testing side, processing the test. So back above 11 here on a huge volume spike for CODX.
And it looks like 198 for Upstart, because of course 198 for Upstart. How does that look? Usually, like, Robbie's like zooming in on the camera, like he's walking it in there and having fun with it. I love that shot. But here comes Moderna. I finally get back into this bad boy right at this like 96 level here, just above the 95 that we tried to catch on the dip. And again, when we take a dip buy like this on a higher low, I'm always looking to take some out in front on the back end of VWAP, hold through a top break. So that'll be the plan of action there. I can tell you this Spirit is like, give me a break. I want to show you level 2 here if I can. Oh, it's still on Moderna. Give me a break. Spirit, give it. A bit of a battle happening here around that 1050, but there was just a buyer in the 40s showing like 40,000 shares trying to push it to the upside. So, you know, if you look at what the 15-minute chart shows you, you're already breaking out. And as long as it's holding above this 10 level, I kind of want to give it a chance to test that 11, although I haven't taken profit in front of 11. I will be doing that because you can't look that gift horse in the mouth too much. SoFi is still... The good news about SoFi is it's still above $15. The bad news about SoFi is it's barcoding at this $15 range. So you would think with a wipeout bottom like this down 14%, if it was gonna go, it would have already. I don't even have offers out yet, but I'm probably gonna park some between 25s and 50s because I don't wanna miss out. If it's like a short-lived spike, on this move here in SoFi, I want to make sure I'm capturing profit. So I've got an offer at VWAP. I'll put another one between that 25 and 50 mark as well. Miss V is at the big screen. Let's see what she's got.
Hey Neil, Tesla is moving to the upside. Do you guys think stock can break $730 level? And do you see any opportunities in Tesla for yourself today?
Well, okay, so it just got to 729.90. So, I mean, being somebody who likes Tesla, I mean, I'm going to answer yes. I mean, in the next 5 minutes, by the end of the day, you're probably asking, is it going to do it right now? But it's cheating for me to say no, because it just pulled back 2 minutes right in front, $2 right in front of me. Look, but let's be honest here. Come on, daily chart. You don't even want to load up here. But look at what's happening on Tesla. You're breaking back out. Let's go 15 minute, because that's probably going to give you the look that you want to see. This is what Tesla's been doing for the last couple of weeks. You held 700 every time it's been tested. You've been trying to break 725. You've gotten a couple bucks each time. So, I mean, what's the round number after 725? Last I checked, it was 730. So this looks like a great breakout style trade to me. I'm kind of curious as to why I wasn't looking at this morning, because that looks fantastic. And I remember talking about this cluster that we've had up here for the last couple of weeks, at least earlier in the week, about Tesla. So, I mean, I like a 730 break. It's even better if it consolidates. And heck, I'll go so far as to say as long as we're green on the session, if it retests about this 720 area, it'd be good for a dip buy. But you guys have just convinced me that I want to break out. Moderna's back up to 400. I should take some of this off in front of that 400 level on mRNA, and I'll probably go ahead and do that because if I'm going to aggressively, I've actually bought twice down there. If I'm going to aggressively dip buy on Moderna, I should definitely start scalping some of this out. But 730 looks great now that I look at it on Tesla. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, guys. Good. Thanks for the heads up on some of these calls here. I'm long Moderna as well, and it just went upside there, and I should have myself taken some out, but did not. So there goes Moderna to the upside again. So we'll just yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just keep on waiting for this and see if we go, man. I mean, if we can get something like 403, we'll take that. But this 395 is looming, and if it goes downside, then we're going to get out of that one. And really. I was going to say crap the bed on Moderna because we did have some good opportunities there. And I feel like there's been some missed opportunities and me to be able to get out of that trade. So Moderna, bad trade there for me. If here it comes right back down. So it's going to break 395 and we'll get out of that one.
It's so dirty. Like I just said I should have taken profit and then it breaks 395 on me. So that's fine in my face. Like I sat on the offer and it just ran away from my offer on Moderna. So we'll get stopped out there. That's not what I want to talk about. I wanted to go to, where is it? Where is it?
Moderna.
Sorry, I wanted to go to Rocket here because there was no chance to buy that dip. It just ran immediately off of that 18 level. So it's sitting at 19 bucks. I think there might be a resistance level coming up here, but Rocket might have been a missed opportunity. And Upstart 1,000,000%. I'll do this. Not just for Moderna. I just said I should take profit and you just saw it stop out. Yep. And then here comes what I've been waiting for in Upstart, and it only goes to 198. Now that pulls back about $4 here, or about $4 to $5. So I mean, if I have to get really picky, it's either going to be off that recent high at 198 if it comes up here again, or wait for 200. Like there's no in between there, guys. Like I have to pick one or the other. So I'm going to be patient once again. I don't want to be jamming into this thing when it's one of the strongest stocks that I've seen all week long. But it does feel like a correction is due for Upstart, and maybe the first inklings that that's going to be the case will be right here. So if I'm going to use a 198 instead of 200, I can't go too deep on Upstart, but I can certainly start it at 196.
Hold on a second. Someone's saying.
Now it's at my other level of Moderna already?
There goes Spirit, by the way, to the downside, so we're going to get stopped out of this one. It's one of those names that I'm not even really worried about because we're not too heavy in it, but we will get out of Spirit here. I'm just pissed off about Moderna, man. I'm still holding something small. We'll get out if it breaks through 390, but Moderna, we had some so nice wins, man. We had $8 there. We didn't take it. Then on this one, we bought the bottom, and then right where Neil said that, we did have that 399 as well. We could have had that trade,
so stupid.
and we didn't make it, and now it's just bouncing around and making us look foolish on that one. So
execute first,
really
talk
stupid,
later. Like, and I know better. I've done that so many times. Execute first, talk later.
I mean, I also think it is something to stay. Like my number one stock today is going to be Palantir. Wish, Palantir are both good, and these are names that I've traded before and done really well on. So, the same play. Honestly, are my charts loaded up for tomorrow? They're not. I made the exact same play here where we dumped about half of our trade when it broke a key level, and we talked about doing that on Palantir. So we did that yesterday, and then rode this all the way back up, and was one of my number one stocks. It almost looks exactly the same today. I wish I could find my chart from yesterday. Maybe I have it up on Twitter, but bang, bang, upside there, buying these dips, then getting hit on the bottom, and then buying it right back way more aggressively, and then taking it out at the top again. So I think for Monday, man, I've already got my plan of action here ready to rock and roll on Palantir, and it's going to be wait and be patient on Palantir. Someone said Facebook is bipolar right now. Is it? I don't know. Facebook, again, I've loaded, this is one of the last, honestly, this is one of the last buys that I made here, was on Facebook off this 350 bottom. I thought they had a great quarter. I still think we go to 400 very soon, so any kind of a break on Facebook is going to be a great one. Haven't really looked at it as a day trade lately, but I do like Facebook long, and I think that this has to be in everybody's portfolio, especially if we do have the variant coming back. The tech names are going to run again. So SoFi, again, it's very, very strange. We are waiting for a 480 bid down here, 1480, which is basically these bottoms. Maybe that's a little bit too aggressive. Maybe we'll start taking a little bit more now, but I'm going to use 1450 as a complete bottom. I just can't believe it's going to take out the bottoms here, guys. It didn't seem that bad. They added people to their platform. So SoFi today, very disappointing, down 14%, but let's add here sub 15.
And look, here comes Wish again. So we're gonna do the same thing we did before. So at 9:30, and I'm not ignoring the Wish position. It's just, look, it pumps at 9:30, do the 9:30 rollover trade, get a bunch out in front of that 660, which is held one more time, and then it pumps right back into the same top. Now, it's a little bit stronger this time through on another volume spike. So I add shares here at 10. That's crazy. Something just dropped in the back there. Hopefully everybody's all right. If 725 goes, I'm walking away from Wish, at least temporarily, and then going back to 765. So if the quarter goes, I'm walking away from this thing, and I'll hunt at a higher price if it continues to run. You know the squeeze could be on, and sometimes there's just such a gigantic gap to be filled. You don't want to have one of your better stocks turn into a loser. Oops, I meant to zoom out, not in. There we go, that'll work. So you can see how big the gap is. I'm just looking at yesterday's in the afternoon, that 765 bottom, right? Like if it stops out 25, I want to wait for a test up at like 50 to 65, guys. So it's not about ending the idea to short Wish. It's more about adjusting the price range that I do it. The same thing that I was saying that I was going to do and then did on Virgin Galactic, we'll just do the same on Wish if 25 goes. I'm not going to be done with that by a long shot.
Yeah, and Fisker right now, we just got more shares long in that name. So right now, Fisker off of that Morgan Stanley upgrade. Thank you very much for that, Morgan. Got me in at 17. We should have taken it out at 19. It was an intraday move. We were sitting here trading, couldn't do it. Now you're right back down to these bottoms on Fisker, looking at 14 break. It looks like that'll happen sooner rather than later. So we do take one more shot here. It's not a heavy spot. We lost long on this yesterday. But again, I know there's a lot of love for Fisker out there on the street, and I don't know, obviously it's not that loved, so I'm wrong on it, but I just think Fisker should be able to hold some of these bottoms, man, on the daily. I just don't know. They come out with that convertible debt offering, and it just absolutely destroys everything about Fisker. So it's straight back down to the downside now we go. So we're going to have one losing trades, position pending, but Moderna now finally goes through that 390. That was a horrible trade today. I thought that could have got going there, and it didn't. So basically looking at Fisker here, I mean, 1430, we're just getting very, very close to some of these levels and breaking. So I don't really know what to do. My stop is at that 1440. So if we break through 1440, we're gone. We're just going to hold Fisker now. It's not that bad, guys. We're only out of the money 13 pennies, but it's still a losing trade, and we want to talk about them all. So we're going to wait to 1440 on Fisker if you're rolling with me. And all we've been doing, man, we didn't get out again. We should have on Palantir. Didn't even realize it went to 90. Let's put some orders in case we retest some of these highs as the NASDAQ pulling back in.
Yeah, and speaking of pulling back in, Tesla does not break 730. You can actually see my stop order if it breaks 730. Now we're going to shoot for that dip. We said 720. I'll go in front of that level. Someone asked, like, why wouldn't you wait for 385 on Moderna? I had 87 to 92 as an entry area. I've already taken 1/3. I won't take more until it bounces, but I like to sometimes get in early, especially if I'm getting in stages. Tesla getting close, but we'll have to wait because you guys are going to Brendan right now at the big screen for Happening Now.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a quick look at how things are shaping up so far for a Friday. Basically, where we left them in the pre-market. Not a heck of a lot happening as far as the indexes are concerned. The S&P dead flat, the Dow positive, but 0.04 only. The NASDAQ kind of offsetting itself there, the composite and the 100. One positive, one negative, but very, very muted action so far. Here in Toronto, same story. It is a positive session, but only just so far. A few things we were looking at in the pre-market. Rocket, yeah, very, very strong. Back to these highs from aftermarket yesterday. Volume coming in at those highs as well from aftermarket for RKT, 8.5%. Airbnb, not so much. We did get, as I mentioned, a retest of this low right out of the gate, but then they bought it back up. So we're stalling out here a bit, volume dying off, but holding 149 for Airbnb, guys. Back to you.
Oh, Airbnb, yeah. That was a miss. Upstart, missing out on the Upstart breakout that's probably gonna kick my butt. And then not necessarily catching until 198. That's gonna stink as well. But let's see if Upstart can flush itself down the toilet like that. I don't know why I'm happy about going down a toilet. That kind of seems weird. You think you'd be...
And we're like, yay!
I'm getting flushed down the toilet. That doesn't make any sense.
This is great.
I should have like I don't know, like some kind of like a stink face going on when that happens. But
I'm going to...
I'm finally in this Upstart. I just got off a lower high here, 196. The high, of course, is 198. Spiked up there parabolically. Sure, that's a word.
Sure
so I got 195.57, right around that 96 level. It's got a 30-cent spread on it, so you are paying a little bit extra. So if 198 breaks, it's not just risking 250. It's probably risking closer to $3 in that move. Obviously, if it pumps down into VWAP here, that's about 1-to-1, where I would take some out and then look to hold the rest and down around about 188 to 190. Something in that range would be the next target out. I did just scalp some Moderna. Like I talked about this on mRNA, only being in a third of it on the dip, because my range was going to be 87 to 92 that I liked an entry. It actually goes down here to 86, and of course I missed getting some out here. Why? Because I'm looking to get shares in on Upstart. So one of those things that's going to happen, to say it time and time again, the opportunity cost is when you're looking to catch a bounce play and buy on the way up, which I always want to do when I'm catching turns. I want it to be on the way up if I can. Don't get it because I was looking to get that offer on Upstart. So Upstart better win is what I'm getting at here, guys. Oh, it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. I will now catch this if it comes down to towards that 88 to 89 again and give me that second entry point. But I did get a little bit out there on the turn. We did the same thing when we had a chance to scalp $3 or $4 in this Moderna. That's a crazy wick. That didn't actually happen. Moderna is still at 392, guys. Anyways, if it does bounce off 88, I'll try to catch that on the way back to the upside. There goes Wish. It just broke that 25, so I'm not going to be shorting it again until it tests 750 to 765.
Well, there it is. Yeah, Wish. Right to the downside now. Back to the upside, on Wish. So we'll wait to see where it goes now, but not looking very good. And I'll do this one. Maybe we could do this now, Neil. Go to the double screen quick. Oh.
No, you have to time it right.
Okay, ready? Let's see. Okay, wait, ready? Yeah, we did it. Okay. And the reason why we did that is because we both...
Is that reversed? It's reversed.
Who cares? We both... Oh, what? What do you mean it's reversed? There's a black hand coming out there? I didn't even notice that, really.
Shouldn't be doing... Oh, it's not!
Two white hands. Wow. Interesting.
So that's just me giving the stink out of Rob.
Okay. All right, Rob.
I'm joking.
Yeah, we're playing
Rob.
around. I didn't even know.
Rob builds like a million of these things.
I didn't realize that was a thing there. Okay, yeah, we're just playing around, guys. Okay,
right,
so what we're doing that for,
That's
obviously, here is because, no racial tensions between Neil and I. That's for we've known each other for 50 years, giving our age there since we're born. 50, yeah. Shut up, Prad. Honestly, Prad. Like, look, the one thing about Prad is we're all from Brampton, right? Me, you,
50.
Prad, and Brendan. There he is. What up, Prad? We're just playing around. Oh, yeah, Prad's so young. I get it, Prad. All right, I'm coming for you there, but join us. We're playing around.
He is like half our age, though.
Join us at 11 o'clock for Prad and Miss V. Trader Prad, I believe, is going by right
goodness.
now. Okay, so, right, let's just go. Let's keep going. All right, so Moderna, that's what we did that dab for there, because both of us able to get out. Yeah, mine, sorry about these wicks, man. This never happened on the downside there. Our charts are going through some tumultuous times. It's not a bad word there. To the downside. So we both, I reloaded the long there on that 390 hold, and now we're back to $4 in the money, but we did take that $3.50 win. So sometimes you got to take some profits, and we do there. So let's keep going. Fisker, it's getting close to my punch out, man. 1440. We'll get out of Fisker. I may take one more long. What you got, Brendo?
Nice looking chart here. ABCL on the NASDAQ breaking above significant levels, 17, which was right there. So this is a biotech. They reported, I think it was actually aftermarket yesterday, but big volume as we head through 17 up to 18 now for ABCL on better than expected earnings.
People asking about where is Arun, and guess what, guys? You're going to be getting a hell of a lot of Arun soon, because Neil and I are going to be taking some vacay coming up very soon. So Arun will be in the building at some point, and he'll be coming through. And so everybody get really excited, because
we did literally get told that we have to take vacation.
It'll be Arun time very, very soon. And we get forced to take vacation because apparently you need to get refreshed and get I
have a cottage week coming up with
can't
my
not
in-laws.
trade,
It'll be a heck of a lot of fun. My kids are going to absolutely love it. I will not trade when I'm obviously
No, I will not trade either.
chilling out. Oh my goodness, here comes Upstart. So of course it's going to break that 198. So when I get into it, which of course is not the first time through, like remember this tested to the upside, and I'm not going to get first move here on Upstart. And if I got first move into 198, it would have been good. Second move is not going to be good, but I'll probably be looking at this one at $200 for sure. And then remember, at the same time, we're looking at Tesla.
Yep.
It bounced off 722, so not quite down to 720. I'll try to be a little bit patient with this because I've kind of been too impatient. I'll try to be a little bit patient with this. I still like a 730 break if it can come, but this is still trying to put in a higher low. If you look at this, the market's flat, and I'm saying the ES is flat, and the NASDAQ is slightly up, but it's up above, it's kind of above those highs in the NASDAQ. Like it's still trying to break out there, so I still feel like there could be a bullish tone to this day.
Yep.
Like we're not done yet. Tesla could have a second run in it, but I'm trying to wait for a better price down here at 720. The 730 breakout is fine, but if it happens next week, I mean, it could happen next week, and that's perfectly fine too. You saw the 15-minute chart. It looks fantastic whenever it does happen.
Yeah, exactly. Bullish tone. I like that one. All right, so mRNA just still bouncing around. Palantir, we've been taking some profits as we're back to 90s, so we're going to give a big hell yeah to that one. Right back up. We just took some more profit on that. We did take a little piece out when it was coming down near VWAP, and again, we always talk about being disciplined, and I think that that's something that we have to pay attention to. So that's that. Okay, so Moderna there, and then Fisker. We did take, I did not get filled. I'm still sitting here on the bid. I thought I was bidding 14. I was, 1453. Okay, strange I didn't get that fill, but okay. We'll wait now to get that fill now, hopefully coming through on Fisker. If it does go down, we'll try to defend that 1440 level like we talked about. We didn't get any longer on SoFi. We only took a little small piece there at 96. I'm still waiting for the very bottom. It's doing absolutely nothing, so good call there by Neil, but we'll have to wait to see if it does want to do something, then we'll be here for it. So SoFi hopefully coming in soon back to the upside there. We are long at 1510. So I think that that's a good spot for me. So we'll wait to see if SoFi does anything there at 1510. I don't hate this name, so let's wait to see if it goes now, guys. SoFi 1510-ish.
Oh, I'm not ignoring that ACY, by the way. But when I sat down and I wrote down one number for ACY, and it was $38. So it's obviously not there. You can look at and see what happened. If you look at yesterday's action, I just kind of remember what happened when I was playing off of the previous level before, and it's like, yeah, it just broke through, ran a couple extra dollars, and then pulled back in, and then you had another tie that got put in. So when I looked at the daily and saw that 38, I'm just like, let it break this top, let it go through 36, and then test that 38. So extend itself a little bit, because ACY, and you could look, it's 40, 50 cent spread, just like yesterday's action. So if it's taken out that high, it's like a couple of decent size buys gets it to that 38 level anyway. So I might as well wait around for that level. So ACY just being very, very patient on it. Airbnb just doesn't want to pull back, so that's not happening. Moderna, like, I mean, I still want to be net long this one thing, so I'm holding probably at least till 400 on that bad boy. But if it does dip again into that 87 to 92 range, I would reload. Airbnb, like I said, it's got absolutely no chill. It just broke through like 150, but I still want a dip buy on this thing. And it's like, this is what the potential is. Like I said, 155, almost certain to have resistance at 155. So you know what? The only way I can get in is the scalp break. If I think it's got room to 155, and there's two ways I can play it. One is taking the 150 break and then just get out some in front of 52 and 54. Maybe give it a tighter stop and then wait for the dip buy, which I'm doing because I just went long. But I will also be looking to short Airbnb if it gets to 155. Brendo?
Datadog, guys, getting back to significant levels here. That was that earnings day, I believe. We got up to 137. So a little ways to go. Volume a little light on this, but nice slow trending move here for D-Dog today, back towards all-time highs.
Yeah, Datadog's been a beast of a name, man. That's for damn sure. Okay, Moderna, yeah, we'll look at Datadog in a minute, but right now Moderna is rocking and rolling back to that 396 there. So we'll see if we do have some kind of a bottom here. That might be nice. So we'll wait for Moderna to go back up to about that 400 level, and then we can rethink that name. So we'll wait for Moderna to do that, and hopefully it does it, and then we can be just chilled out a little bit more on that play. Spirit, I don't know if it breaks this. It's getting really close for me to get out. There it goes. I was going to say, if we break that 980, and it just happens right in front of us there, so that's going to be a loss. Long there, out there, about $1 or so out on Spirit there. We tried it, wasn't a big position, or else I would have been more worried about it, but we were holding on for dear life there, and it just didn't work. It was down here before, and it came right back. We had that opportunity to get out, and then it just failed one more time. So I was watching it, and we were well aware that Spirit was in trouble there. Is it SPR? No, it's support, isn't it?
It's support.
Support, sorry.
I call it Spirit too.
Yeah, you call it. I think that's why. I don't really trade this.
It's
but,
SPRT. I'm going to call it
support.com. It's not Spirit Air. That's SRT, I believe. There, Spirit Air, obviously in with Boeing and some other things there. So,
I see.
That's that. But Wish coming back in a little bit here. It's been a good day so far, really, but it's just mRNA right now and Palantir that's been working. And I say it's been a good day because you guys know that my bigger trades are on these bigger names, but we don't have too many winners, clean winners at least, anyways today. Because Palantir's a good one. SoFi, we're still waiting for that. We're long at 15.10. This is why I'm not super worried. It's 8 cents out, whatever. Wish, we've already, again, Wish was a top stock. We're still in the money on this one. I didn't even realize it went all the way to 735. We wrote down on here that we're going to hold it to 8, so we should have taken a few more shares there at that 735 level. Just been distracted here. That 760, so yeah, we'll see about that. I think we can get some more short into Wish here, 720 or so, and see if it retraces back down, and we'll use this as our out, 735 on the high side. So let's get some more short Wish here, I think.
Yeah, and Tesla just tested that 720 level. I mean, I have it on one of my charts up here, so you can kind of see it. But I'm looking at SENS. I just got into Tesla. That was the other part of that, off that 720. But SESN, I see a lot of people talking about this one, so we'll get into it. Yeah, that's a gorgeous looking. I mean, okay, a nice looking chart, gorgeous. Should probably be a little bit more picky. You can't just throw around beautiful and gorgeous. You know that Seinfeld thing, right? Anyways, that's a gorgeous looking baby. So SESN, I will probably hold off on this one until it gets like $6. It's an 18 million. It's on 18 million in volume. So, but the chart is awfully bullish, and it hasn't been so overly parabolic. This is actually stair-stepping to the upside. And I don't have any obvious levels on the daily chart, so I'm not just gonna walk into this one unless it's $6 even. And there's gigantic size there. As I said, Tesla, and I'll show it to you now. That bottom I put in, this is 718.50. So wait for 720 when it was in that cluster. If it goes back into this cluster here, like, am I going to scalp some off for like $2 to $3? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that because it's in front of VWAP and see if it rides higher. Remember, I like a 730 break. So if you're taking a dip buy here and you like a 730 break, you're covering this dip buy within this range somewhere. Like, so here, and then out in around here, like 76 or 26 to 28. So that's the plan of action for Tesla. Takes out the low. We'll hunt for a better dip buy, which will probably be a heck of a lot closer to 705, which I don't think is coming anyways.
Okay, Moderna right now. We're back in the business right now. We're $8 back in the money. We've seen this before and not taken it, and we're right back. So rinse and repeat on mRNA here on this $8 win to the upside now. I don't even want to take it out. I mean, I still think the NASDAQ's bumping right here. Maybe we just made that bottom off here. We've already taken out $4. We took out half the move. And again, you know, obviously if I knew that this was going to be an $8 move, I wouldn't have taken it out for half. But we slipped on ourselves a bunch here on Moderna where we had, I mean, every single one, besides this take, every single one of these went in the money nicely and we wound up losing on it. So Moderna right back into the money now. Definitely up to 400. We will park an order right around there. See if we can't get a 400 break, man, and then see what happens with Moderna. So that's, you know, just one of those names, man. Don't take it personal. Okay, up to Palantir now. Big win for Palantir, man. Another 60-cent winner on board here as it just keeps going to the upside. We're loving us some Palantir. Thank you, Aunt Kathy, for that, although I'm pretty sure that she's dumped out of it yesterday, but whatever. SPR, Spirit, of course. We're not talking about support. We're talking about Spirit there, but SPR going. Brendan, what's up, bud?
DoorDash, guys, it's trying to get back to day highs here. It just did, actually. Make a session high after earnings yesterday after market. I mentioned, again, volume a little bit light here, but DoorDash trending at least in the right direction.
And here comes, well, you guys have been talking about it here, AMD making power moves to the upside.
Yeah.
Money moves, power moves. Yeah, power. We haven't used power moves in a while. So we'll talk about the power moves. Zoom in on the 15 so you can kind of see what happened a couple of days ago when it spiked up and had a bit of failure through 110. So if it does, if you're looking to catch this move, you know, if it does make a, oh, that's the daily. If it does make a bit of a turn at 110, that wouldn't necessarily surprise me. And if you want to be involved in the move, you'd look for a dip in and around, you know, I guess like 108.50 to 109 would be the play. Moderna, it got close to that 400. I probably should have, yeah, I got to 398 change. I don't know. I'm going to hang on to this one. I want to be net long. I didn't get that second dip buy in there on mRNA. Airbnb, which we got into on that breakout. Now, remember, I already said, like, I'm looking, and, you know, I'll need to have an offer there. I'll probably get somewhere like 101, 150, 150, somewhere in this range, some of this out. But I am going to short it at 155, and I'm anticipating a turnaround at 155 anyways, based on the daily chart. So I am looking actively for places to exit within that, you know, $2 to $4 range, obviously, on Moderna. And then Tesla, I mean, it's gone in the money $1, and then gone back to break even, and then gone in the money $1. Holding that 720 level for now. I see no reason to jump back into it just yet. And then Wish didn't do what I anticipated. So we shorted in the pre-market. We shorted at 9:30 on the pop. I then shorted it one more time when it got up to that 725, stopped out, but it never got to 750 to 765. So I have to be patient and sort of sit this one out for a little bit as it grinds higher. Look, at the end of the day, like, let's remember what's happened to Wish, not just on the daily chart, but on the 15. Like, is a monster gap that this has. So sometimes you let it extend a little bit further, and if it does, I'll go back to that 50 to 65. I'm not going to jump into this one just because it's slowly bouncing up. I don't want to rush into shorting the stock, guys. I want to be very, very patient. I definitely missed my opportunity on Upstart. And then I'm not compounding it by chasing it here, but it does look like it's consolidating off of the top. If it does and breaks to 200, that's what I'm waiting for. I have no shorts on.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I mean, I just have
10-20.
Wish on board here, and it's starting to go back to the upside. And I did want to look at, obviously, I was looking at AMD as well, and I'm going to take a 110 break. I mean, this is a monster move to the upside here. It's seen 110 a couple times. We'll see about a break on that. You know, as far as the 20-period chart goes, I'm just playing the momentum here. There's really nothing here on 110. I mean, we did have some bottoms there that I don't mind at all, but I mean, it's not on my sticky note today. It should have probably been because we did have some beautiful bottoms. There we go. So now we're long at 110. Small position. And, you know, 112, I mean, it's just the momentum right now is really picked up on this name. So we've seen what it can do before. They've had days where it's just ran. I mean, throughout here, early July, man, it was just like early August, like just crazy
Market
moves upside.
just took off. So everything just basically,
yeah.
Simultaneously, I see the NASDAQ make another leg to the upside, so we'll do the power-up action because right when Airbnb makes the push into 152 there to get some out, the exact same time, Tesla makes a bit of a bump as well and then gets me out right into this cluster. It starts going. So I like to rinse and repeat both of them. Moderna didn't do anything in that move, but whatever. It's going to be a little bit different, guys. And then we'll walk over to, oddly enough, a rising tide lifts all ships. At the same time, Wish got another bump. It's nowhere close to that 750 to 765, which I want to get into, but it's getting there. So a couple of nice long wins. I said I have nothing to the short side, and Wish might be next. The other thing, which, and again, this is very surprising to me, so I'm only going to come back to it. We're still barcoding on SoFi. Right? Like, this is redonkulous, man. If you would have told me that I'd be sitting in SoFi for 40 minutes after buying the dip in front of 15 and it wouldn't have moved, I would have been like, look, I'll take that bet 10 times out of 10. The stock is not going to sit in a 15-cent range for an hour. There's no way it's going to happen. Yet here we are. SoFi is doing literally nothing at the bottom here.
Yeah.
Small cap recap, Brenda with the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, quick look at a few small caps we were discussing this morning. I mentioned pretty quiet overall in small cap land. BOXL and then that SPRT, really the only ones to be concerned about today. 255 was the top in the pre-market, never even got back to that. Right before the open, I said watch 280 to 3. Obviously never got back to that. It's just grinding back to the downside here. Volume already dying off though for BOXL. We'll see. One of those days you got to be patient if it is, the right direction. Here's SPRT 1080 ends up being the top up there. We'll see if we can get back down towards 8, which was kind of the bottom end of this range, 850 in fact, and then 8 and then 780. A couple of levels I had marked off from yesterday on SPRT, but watch 1080 now for that one. And then I was long this PPC as well. It's also not doing much. But there's a pretty clear level, 2720, which was a consolidation in the pre-market here. Still holding a bit of PPC. Guys, back to you.
I feel like PPC, like that's, somebody was buying the rest of the, like they own, I gotta look that one up because I'd swear that was a bit of a buyout there. Well, I'll check back into that one. But Upstart, now I'm getting patiently waiting. 200 coming up on Upstart. And like here's the thing about Upstart. I can actually do this. Look at that. This is Upstart yesterday. Doing nothing all pre-market, tries to dip, and then breaks a pre-market high at 171, and then never looks back. And then this is what happened today. Doing absolutely nothing, and then breaks a pre-market high and never looks back. So if on Monday, Upstart is doing absolutely nothing and breaks the pre-market high, I mean, I kind of hoped that I'd have the long trade there, but we'll see. Like if it's sitting at 250 for some reason, that'd be a little bit rich. 200 is getting very, very close. 198.98 the current high. One more push, and I'll take the second shot here. It's not that I have to be short something, but it is weird. Airbnb holding 152, so that's about $1.70 in the money. 155 is where I think the turn could be on that. When we talked about that in the daily chart, Tesla only about $1 to $1.50, and then it starts turning around. So Tesla looking relatively weak, but it's Upstart, which it's slowing down here, and I kind of feel like if there's a rollover to be had, 200 is that level. Strong market to be doing it in, but I am long like 3 names here, and Moderna cannot break that 400, so I want something for the turn, and it could be this Upstart.
So I just put an offer out. We were letting Palantir run, and I mean the thing about it is, like, just like Neil said there, some of these stocks not moving. Like $1.50 on Tesla is a good move for and then now we have 70 cents on Palantir, and Palantir's a $25 stock. So sometimes when these stocks go like this, although you might say like, oh, it's only 75 cents in the money, it depends on the kind of capital that you have invested in some of these plays, right? So you can't forget about that when you're talking about investing, and that is that where are you tying up your money in some of these plays, right? So just be very, very careful with names, like a Palantir and like a Tesla. Don't share size the same. I mean, you got to share size differently, right? So there it goes to the upside. I mean, obviously, you guys know that. I don't need to tell you that. And then I'm hoping as well, just like everybody else, Moderna just keeps on bouncing around here. I just hope that we can get to 400 and we can break this. We're $7 in the money here as we're long at 390.55. So you just, do the math there. An easy peasy one right there, but we'll wait to see what does happen now with Moderna. I'm still hoping that we can go to the upside, but the NASDAQ did a little run there, right? So maybe on a 395 or 96 break, we should probably think about getting out maybe of Moderna. I don't know, man. It bounced around too much around VWAP there, maybe causing me a little bit of anxiety here to get out. So 395 break, we'll get out and we'll just put $5 in our pocket.
I am looking at that Airbnb and thinking something similar. Airbnb, like the other thing about this, which I probably should have mentioned, is at that 151 point, this is a negative to positive story as well. Like it flushed at the open, it turns positive on that break, and if I think it's going to be, like I said, I think it's going to be a short on the daily if it gets to 155. Let's keep in mind how ridiculous this was after market. This was that top from yesterday, right around where it closed. So I want to keep this one close to the vest. Like I should just have a trail in this thing. Like if it retakes at this particular point, like let's call it like a 150, 151, I'll get out of it and then start thinking about a deeper retracement. So I want to bank a little bit more profit here because I was looking for a turnaround in Airbnb for eventual short. Look, I missed a dip buy in Airbnb, and once that's gone, beggars can't be choosers. Over to Tesla. And I think it has a chance, like of course we got a little bit of a bottom here. I think it has a chance to get back up to that 730, especially with the market looking relatively strong here. But if it does get into that 26 to 28 range and sort of that high, and then this turnaround here, then I'll just get out and then hunt for that 730 break or another dip buy in Tesla. So we can afford to be a bit patient there. Airbnb now above 152. If it breaks 152 half and makes a fresh high, I'll move my trail up a little bit because you never want to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm hitting the other one. That's the one where you guys have to look at the gift horse in the mouth. I know the other one is a little bit better where I'm actually looking the gift horse in the mouth. That's me doing that. Yeah, I'm giving it like a kiss. It's kind of gross. But anyways, one other name which we got away from is Virgin Galactic. I can tell you this much. Probably not going to get those 21 and 23 prints where we thought this thing would be interesting to pick up because, once again, when I think that's true, Virgin Galactic makes a run to the upside. So lost in the short, waited. 26.20 was a level in the afternoon yesterday. We wait for that short. Now it's essentially trading a range here, 25.20 to 25.90, a range which I intend on sitting out. So you won't see me make a trade on Virgin Galactic unless it tests the low or gives me the short off of 26.20, guys. So I'm going to sit out Virgin Galactic and going to reload some Tesla back down to 720.
Good. Okay, so we did talk a little bit here about our positions on Fisker. So Fisker does go back in the money, and actually pretty nicely into the money for us on Fisker, but not pretty nice. It went a dime in the money here on Fisker. Went up to 14.90 there, and our average price 14.74. 84. So there you go, 74.84. That makes sense. That math works. So it does go a dime in the money. We don't take it. We're obviously waiting for a little bit more on Fisker, but we did average in, so it's not a horrible spot for us to get into some more shares if we do like it. But right now, it's not doing too much here. That's going to be Fisker. Did have that opportunity, so we do want to get out if we miss it. But that's going to be Fisker here on that upside. So I'm still waiting for that 1440 bottom there. It's amazing that I missed that 53 bid. I was sitting right there. So 53 would have put us nicely into the money, but we miss it. So Fisker, we missed that bid. We'll sit down at the 50s again and see if we can reload. What a nasty turn. I was hoping that we would talk about this and then it would go the other way for us, but it's not. And then here we go, man. We waited for this for a while, man. Now SoFi starting to go. Take some money out here at 16 if we can. We're long at 08, so there it is. A nice out there at 16. So hey, man, we waited for a while. We'll only call it diamond hands because of how long it took. Wow. Neil, okay, don't look at the time. Do you know what time it is? You just look. Neil, come on, man. I know it's a matter of
If you tell somebody not to do something,
if I ask you what time it is, you're going to look.
My clock is right there. That's so unfair. You guys all know this is true. If I'm sitting there and he's like, Neil, don't look at the clock right now. I'm going to look at my clock.
Okay.
Of course I'm going to look at it. It's an instinct.
Anyways, it's really late in the day is what I'm trying to get at. I didn't even realize it was 10:30. Look at this. Look at SoFi starting to go, guys. You know where our average price was, man. It was 15.10. So now we're going to the upside and we're still continuing to run. Look at AMD. Let's go, AMD. How high can you fly now? It was a lot higher than this, but it was up to 11.20 there. Of course, I hit it and then it starts to come back down. So let's see how high AMD can fly. We did get a reload down there at 75, so a nice little average price. Let's go AMD.
Also, guys, I am looking at NAOV, but I didn't want to short this one at the top, and I'll show you why I wasn't looking. So you're going to see this, like, it was at 330, and that was a bit of a high going into yesterday's action, this 325. Why am I not looking at that level? Because look what it did the last time it spiked up, guys. You had two levels, 350 and then $4. I'm looking at 350 or $4 for NAOV, and it's not that I have to force a short, but that wasn't the turn that I wanted. Obviously, even if it works, I got to be willing to live with that. But the last couple of times you get a bullish stock, I'm willing to patiently wait for the level that I like a little bit better, and that's going to be that 50 level on NAOV. So if it catches a turn there, that's what I want. You guys want it, and you're going to get them, Brendo.
30 minutes to go, guys, until it is that time once again. Memes and movers coming up at 11 a.m. Do not go anywhere. Trader Prad, Miss V, ready, set to go for memes and movers for another day. So stick around. They're going to carry you through until 12:30 or so this afternoon. So we'll talk a little bit about memes and movers as we get closer to 11. In the meantime, meme time. Speaking of Miss V, there she is. Let's talk Europe, Miss V. What's up?
Hey Brandon, European markets are positive. Adidas trading in Germany is up more than 2% after it said it is selling Reebok to authentic brand groups for more than $2.5 billion. Back to you.
Yeah, one of those movers today, guys. We have to kind of really concentrate on the ones that are moving on a day like this.
And we are concentrating on lots of stuff that's moving. Look at AMD right now, 85 cents in the money. Dip buy. You buy names that you like, and now you're rewarded. We talked about that last time. Go AMD. AMD to the moon, hopefully now, as it's going to go upside now. 110, 111. This is $1 in the money on AMD. We did, our Moderna does come out there on a 395 break, so we're out of Moderna for $5. So that's $5 twice. Sorry, that's $4 there. That's $5 there. Made a little bit of that money back. It was a disaster for us early on Moderna. I wish I was still long this name, because we are short. Those of you that were long this are going to get rewarded here on a 750 break, man.
There's some size at 750.
Yeah, but that's going to be nothing, man. It's 120 million shares today, but we'll watch that size just get chewed up right now through. So we will have a loser on Wish, but we did celebrate some SoFi wins on there. That started ripping up, man. We got some out at 25 on SoFi. That appears to be a big win as well.
Yeah, so I mean, we've talked about this before, but like whenever there's like a size level, and I think there could be like a quick little turn off of it, I'm gonna scalp for a few more shares, but a really, really small stop. So I got 47s here. Like my stop is risking essentially 5 pennies. So once it goes in the money a few cents, you're already taking profits out rather heavily. So you just start taking bids all the way down into like the 735 where I'm just actually gonna keep putting bids down here just in case it does one of those quick flushes on Wish. I wanna make sure that I have my bids out, and then it snaps back into the downside. So it wasn't a monster level. Why is this still on ABCDL? Oh yeah, because I was just looking at ABCDL, which Brendan brought to our attention. It wasn't a gigantic level, but it was also a round number. And remember, I said 750 to 765 was the price area that I wanted to revisit for a short on Wish. So might as well do it here, and I'll adjust my stop because I already, like as I just said, 47. It's already down, and it last tick was down to 40s. I'm only holding now 40% of the position. So that's one of those trades. If you don't have direct market access, you're probably not going to put that on. Like, you know, sometimes you get 48, 49. In that case, it was stalling out at 47, so I just grabbed 47 to the short side, 48 the current high of the day. If it makes a bigger push down, I'll hold I have another bid here at 38, and then I'll hold the rest down for 25 to 30s. This is not I think Wish from here is going into VWAP. This is 750, had some size. It was a round number. It was a price I liked. Let's just get short right in front of it and then scalp it right out, guys. So it's a bit of a different style trade than we would have been doing before on Wish. That's why I wanted to make sure you guys knew that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I'm going to try to hold for the bottom, but we'll see here. I mean, if it breaks 750, Neil's already talked about that, so we can move on from it. That's going to be one. I mean, I'm going to be gone on that one as well. So that's
Joe
good.
Montana football.
Guys, I mean, look what's happening right now with AMD, $1.25 now in the money, right? So we'll come flying in on this name and then just crush it, man. Up to 111 right now. AMD just continues, the daily doesn't look like anything. Just continues to make some moves here, man. AMD, nicely done. We did get out of our Moderna, which is now 398. But here goes AMD, nicely done. We'll see. We talked about that 112 as kind of a flyer level, but we'll see if we get back up there. What is this, man? 111.45. So maybe 111.50. We can get some more out, and then we'll wait for that big level up there at 112 where the players dwell.
There it is. I was in Sean's ear. I was just like, say it. You can't say 112 without dropping the line. I know it. You know it. Everyone here knows it. So where the players dwell. The reason you scalp that out on Wish is because when it comes up and breaks 50, you don't want to give away that profit. I don't know how far it's going to retrace, but on 111 million shares, if it's strong, it's going to break a level like that. I'm just looking for a turn. Like, It goes up to that price. People see the offer there. Whoops, I scroll down. People see that offer and like, oh my goodness, I have to take profit, and that's what they do. And then it just goes down like 5 to 10 pennies, and as a day trader, you take advantage of it. But I have my stop through. And one thing you can also do is I can just get out of this manually if I really want to. But if it takes out this level, I am like instantly out. And then, by the way, I got stopped out at Tesla when it broke the low of the day. I'm looking back for 715 on Tesla. If it goes to 715, that'd be the next dip buy.
Guys, I mean, let's go. AMD, we just got $1.50 on that name. Yeah, so turn that frown upside down today. If you had some early hits, maybe you made some back on this AMD call. Thank you to you guys, man. You guys out there are the ones that brought us this. So thank you again to everybody on our chat today. Thank you for all the support there. We talked about AMD, and as soon as I saw that 110, man, we like actionable levels, and for me, that is one. So that's a good trade. Now we'll wait for that 112. Bang, 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 like AMD on the reload. Good trade there for sure. MRNA, I think you're still in this one.
No, I actually just covered. I had to give up the ghost on this. What happened? I mean, Tesla pulled back. Market pulled back. It gets right up to that resistance level. I want to find my way, but these dark pool wicks are pretty crazy. Never traded down here, by the way. But if it does pull back again, you're still in a bit of a downward trend, but it does give me a chance at a dip buy still around that same 87 to 92 area. So if it does pull back, I'll do that. I'm now down to SoFi and Airbnb to that long side of the trade, and then so looking for a chance to get at Upstart, which I got once and missed. I'm going to try again for sure at some point. Brendo.
Wish, guys, bound and determined, it would appear at least, to get back to some levels from aftermarket yesterday. About 600,000 shares just printed there at 750. Went right through it like it wasn't even there, guys, for Wish. So
I got out of that because for me it broke. I don't know if it did for you. I tried to get back into the short there because, yeah, it's retracing back down. So we do take a hit on Wish, but we did try to get back into that short and missed it. So for right now, we are not short Wish, and I wish we were because, again, that rejection there at 750, sometimes you hit those key levels, sometimes it continues to run and look like a genius for getting out, and other times you look like this. So we are now short Wish, and we'll see if it takes out that top one more time. A 52 has to break and we'll get out. So we did take on another position. It's double the shares this time on Wish, so let's see where we go. 752, we're just could be compounding this problem, but because we have double the shares, we only need to come back into here to make a little bit of money back on Wish. So hopefully that can come through, and we'll celebrate some victories there. But hey, man, that 112 is not where the players dwell, man. It's where AMD wants to be chilling out for. So let's wait to see if AMD can get to that 112. What a big runner there. Really glad we have that one on board, and let's see if Wish can retrace itself back down into this level, man. 35, 36. Then we'll really be cooking with gas. A hit there, we can make it all the way back if we just come down a couple more pennies.
And the Upstart finally went to 200. Obviously, you can see 200, 200, 200, no whammy. It pulls back. You guys know, like I say, if I say you want to catch it on the way up, like something bouncing off a level on the way up, sometimes you also play it the other way. So when it finally tried to hold a bid below that 190 or offer below that 199, that's when I jumped in. Basically right here. I mean, oddly enough, 198.91 was just on the offer. That's the other way, and that's my price. So I'm sitting about a buck away from that price level, guys. On Upstart, which is 200. If it breaks, I'm out. I'm actually not bidding here. I want it to come down into this 195.75 to 196.50 range, and then try to take some out there. And then if it pops down into VWAP, try to take some out. I'm also looking for places to reload this one. I think if it's gonna, I waited for this 200 patiently, so if I can play off this level a little bit, I want to take advantage of it. I've moved my stop on Airbnb as well, so this one continues to ride higher. I'll do, hey. Haven't been able to do this in a while. Whatever the heck that is, we'll do that. And Airbnb, it goes up through that 152.50. I said if it did that, I would move my stop up higher another $1. So if it takes out 152, I'm out. And the reason why I'm aggressive with the trail is I'm looking for a short, similar to what we're doing in Upstart. I was looking for a short somewhere in this range up to 155 in Airbnb. So you can't catch a turn on a stock and short it if you're still long, because there's no such thing as being both long and short at the same time, believe it or not. There's also no such thing as keeping Brendan waiting.
Schlong.
You know what the schlong is. P-Pro 7. Anyways, yeah. Brendan's at the big screen here. Let's go to Sector Watch, I believe it is.
Hey guys, yeah, quick look at the overall market. We are uneventful, to say the least. 0.04 to the upside for the S&P right now. Outside of a few individual names that we've been discussing, There's Disney, 3.5% to the upside, kind of offsetting some of this other weakness in communication stocks, but otherwise pretty muted in that group. Energy, worth noting, negative today once again, down significantly as a group as well, kind of offsetting the rest of whatever is positive here. eBay, 2% to the upside. Best Buy right beside it, 2% to the downside, completely offsetting each other here, leaving this pretty much negative as a group overall, and that has a lot to do with some of the travel names, the cruise lines, the hotels, all in negative territory, 2 to kind of 2.5% across the board for travel names. If we jump over here to the tech sector, there is positivity. Yeah, there's AMD, 3.2%, QCOM as well, 1.2%. Back to the upside, so semiconductors trying to bounce today. Over here, though, hardware equipment makers, HPQ, 3.5% in negative territory. Western Digital doing its best to help offset that. Software equipment, or software makers, I should say, pretty positive as well. And then you get into the banking sector here. These just flipped back and forth here, but all of the banks negative on the day, ever so slightly. So as I said, basically flat right across the board, 0.03 for the S&P. Back over to you.
Yeah, not a whole hell of a lot happening today as far as markets are concerned. We did have that NASDAQ make a nice little run back upside after resisting that 15,000 break yesterday a little bit. So it's a dumping down here off the open, figuring out what it wanted to do, and then resisted again. So we'll watch to see here. These are these levels right here, 1550, 1570 or so on the NASDAQ. So in the open, some figuring itself out, and then a banger to the upside right there for the NQs. So nice move up today. It's nice to see that on a Friday. And happy Friday the 13th to everybody out there. Okay, what did we just get filled on there? Wish. Okay, so there it goes. So Wish, again, there it goes. Take out the top. We did take a shot there. It rejected off a key level. We talked about that, getting back in. It only went back in the money for 6 or 7 cents. So again, we did take double the shares, so we doubled our risk and doubled our loss there as Wish goes back to the upside. So that one does break. I saw a fill come in, and I was sort of hoping it wasn't going to be that, but it does come to the downside. So now I can cancel all of these bids. I'm going to hold a small part of Wish now, just in case we do want to watch this come back to the downside. I think now we officially have to break that rejection level of 740. So I'm not going to be short Wish until 740 there, although I did say I wanted to be short up until 8, but we did wind up having too many shares on board there to take that profit, or sorry, to let that go all the way up to 8. Plus, it's been strong off the bottom, man. I mean, the volume's kept up. 120 million, so we do like what it's doing here. That is Wish. So yeah, if it breaks 740 to the downside, we'll punch into that short, but that's going to be 740, not any more upside for me on Wish. 740 is going to be the short.
I'm gonna hit this one, and it's not even because I'm short Airbnb, which I said I was gonna look for a short.
Yep.
What the actual? So anyways, I moved my trail. Thank goodness I moved my trail up to 152. Because I got out at 151.90, I don't know, whatever, 90 something. I had to go double check it. And then this happened to Airbnb. So good thing we got out of that long. But while that happened, in your face, Upstart, in your face. Sorry, anyways, I'm a little happy because look, I obviously missed that first turn on 198, said wait for 200, wait for 200, wait for 200, waited for 200, got it. And that came back into VWAP. Now, Upstart's stronger, obviously, of an Airbnb because Upstart has done this the last couple of sessions. Airbnb has obviously not done that. So I do think it has a chance to come back up. Like, remember what I said, if it breaks 195 here, it kicks out VWAP, I still like a chance that it gets back to the 87 to 90 range. So I will hang on to this short. I will probably get more shares if it retests the high, but both those at the same time, well, the market did absolutely nothing. That's kind of weird that, I went to the bathroom, by the way. I come back and it's like, Airbnb stopped out and went like a couple of bucks down. Upstart slammed down to the downside, $4 in the money there. So kind of crazy, both those pulling back. And I do want to come back over to, and yeah, I am going to go back into Wish. I've shorted Wish 3 times in the pre-market off of the same level here.
Yeah.
And then once at the open. So call that 1, 2, 3, 4. There will be a 5th time. Like there's no 3 and you're done rule with Wish. I mean, at least I'm not anyways. But it is into that 50 to 65 range. There doesn't seem like there's a turn at this price. So I'm gonna back off from that range because I did short in front of 750, got 70% of it out, then took a hit on the other 20%. Now I'm hunting all the way back to 8 even. If this comes to 8 even, the aftermarket, original low, and then held, whatever, it doesn't matter, that's 430. It's also a nice round number. This gets to $8. That's when I'll jump back into trying to short the stock. Obviously, it's only going one way, but I just can never seem to bring myself to buy context logic. And it's not that you shouldn't have a bias like that in a stock. You probably shouldn't, but I don't know. I never want to go along this thing.
You could, I mean,
I just don't though.
We're supposed to be trading the charts. Yeah, not our own opinions. I know you just said that. And I'm with you, man. I mean, that's why I even said on our sticky note here that you might have to watch this thing go back up to $8. So I mean, that's what's happening right now. And wish there is a big short percentage on that. And yeah, thank you for the chat, guys. It is a great trading day today. And $8 is, yeah, Dan, you're right, man. $8 is going to be a huge level on Wish, guys, right there. So where is Brendan's station compared to y'all's? Just in front of us. So, you know, because we do have, the thing about it is, Brett.
They can swing that around. You'd be able
No, they can't because of other
He's
reasons.
like there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
Just in front of us a little bit there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, just in front over there. What's up, Brendan? But anyways, the reason why we're talking about this, again, is because, Brendan, when we have, if you're joining us for the first time, we used to have interviews in-house. Now everything's on Zoom.
That was a long time ago.
So we need to have, he's at the interview station and now being comfortable there. So Brendan will stay at said station. And, well, we never know what's going to happen. We've moved.
We'll get there.
Who knows what's eventually going to happen around here? We're always trying to change the game up a little bit. Okay, AMD does come back down to 110, 111 here, and we'll see where we hold now. So AMD does stop off at that 112. We'll let it still go. I'm just a little bit nervous because, again, when you get monster bumps like that, we've already cashed out. I mean, I'm willing to hold this all the way back down. It doesn't matter. But let's just wait to see where AMD goes. It shouldn't be up 4% into a 0.27% NASDAQ, but we do know that this is a heavily traded name on boards and things like that. So yeah, AMD will win the day here, and I'm going to always look at that now moving forward. We love us some AMD, and why not, man? I mean, when that starts to go, you've seen the action that can happen there. SoFi one more time, man, bounces off 15. I mean, I still have more love for SoFi on the bottom side. I did have a big order willing to load up on SoFi. We didn't get the opportunity to do that, but we did take some profits there. So, you know, when your ticks are above where you got in, spite pre-market, then you know you got a good win on. So that's a good one for us on SoFi. AMD retesting highs. It's Brendan. What up?
There's a new entrant today, guys, into the space sector that is becoming a bigger and bigger sector. This Momentous, tough to see, kind of cut off there, but Momentous completed its SPAC merger today. So MNTS, not terribly exciting. It's not done a lot of volume. It's down significantly. But MNTS, they do satellite work. There's some engine work as well for rockets as well. But heads up on that one.
That video excites me. That's interesting. I'm actually, this is, you guys have, what the hell is he talking about? I'm going through and reading for the 4th time the Foundation series, which I don't have Apple, believe it or not. I own Apple stock, but I don't own a single Apple product. You know this is true, Sean. On one side, on like an iPod,
you have a
but I got it for free. I got a BlackBerry, exactly, right? So, but I need to get Apple TV because one of the greatest science fiction series of all time is coming to Apple TV, and it's the Foundation. And I'm excited for it, but of course, I'm not an Apple guy. I just have to find a way to get it. I think it's coming out in the fall or something. So, anyways, that's me being a nerd. Clover, which I haven't looked at today. Clover's down like 7%. So getting not shellacked. I mean, I guess there's stocks that are doing a heck of a lot worse than that. But Clover, this is one that I tried to break out. That was okay. Dip buy, that wasn't okay. Dip buy, that was meh. Dip buy, horrible. So Clover was a bad stock for me. But look where we're sitting now. We're getting close to this.
That was today? No, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday. So
I haven't heard Clover.
This is today, down 7%. Getting right into, this is $7.80 up to about $8. So there is some support down in Clover. If it were to fall another 40 to 50 cents, I do feel like there's going to be a spot that interests me here on Clover. I'm not there yet, but I just was going through my, this is a time of day like 10:50, right? If I'm not in a bunch of positions, I'm holding SoFi and Upstart here. I start looking for things that might be in good ranges. I go to my quote board, some things that we would have traded yesterday. Obviously, I traded Clover yesterday. So we're going to be looking for this one. If it pops any lower, I think there's a chance. Upstart, I am still in, obviously. You don't want a 15-minute chart. That's telling you nothing. I'm still on the short side of this trade. It's creeping back up off VWAP. If it does retest 200, I'll try to short in front of that again. I think we've got this one, that if it rolls over, there could be a potential $10 winner on this, but we're not there yet.
Okay, first of all, I did want to just talk about quickly. I know, Valeria, getting excited here. I'll do this for you in a second. Right now, Fisker right back upside. So yes, sir, walking on a little bit of water now with Fisker. That's now finally 10 cents in the money. Palantir 35. I mean, we're cruising right now. Everything we've got on board is hot fire right now. So, but I wanted to do this because for a bit now, there you go. Hey, what's up? Who's that handsome devil? We're on a little bit of a delay. Okay, so 1.1K. This has to go to 1.5. If you guys haven't done this yet, please, let's turn the likes around. Let's throw it over to Miss V, who can also plead for your likeness. But please, guys, we've done this before. Let's see. If you haven't hit the like, please do it. This is a free show. We're here every single day, man. We've got on the lucky dog tags today as well. So let's keep on going. If you could turn that around, that'd be very, very nice. Valeria, give him hell. Let's go.
You're right, Sean, guys. I'm pretty sure that you're just super busy and forgot. So here we are to remind you, likes are super important to us, and we would really appreciate if you would spend less than a second of your time and smash the like to the upside. Guys, please be kind. It's Friday. Let's have fun. Back to who?
We're back to us, I guess, for now. Thank you so much. We did it, Valeria. We're at 1.4 right now. Hopefully we can get to 1.5. And then remember, if we ever get to like 5,000 likes, we had a run there. There's 1.5 again. So thank you so much for that one. We'll spit out some cash. But at one point, Valeria was going to dye her hair pink if we got to 5,000.
I remember that.
So yeah, she did. Yeah, I know. But it was going to be. Remember, we were going to do a offering to the family there, and they were going to pick the color.
That's a little different.
I'm going to do green if we get 6,000.
Okay, so there it is right there, Valeria.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys heard that, but if we ever get 6,000 likes, her hair turns green.
You said it.
Like, honestly, I don't mean to rally
Be careful
everybody.
what you say.
That's what I'm
I had to
saying.
eat pineapple pizza once because I ran my mouth. So
Yeah. Let's just leave Brendan. Brendan's chilling out now. We don't have to go to him for a minute. So we need to get.
I see you, Brendan.
I know. We need to get to 6,000 likes for green hair, and Valeria will be doing that hopefully next week, guys. Join us, get all your friends, your family, everybody. We'll hit that 6,000. Thank you, Valeria, for being a good teammate on that one. As Fisker now,
so happy.
Fisker now 15 cents in the money. Let's keep going. Brendan patiently pacing back and forth. So let's throw it over to him at the big board.
You can't actually patiently.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's jump into what's happening so far today. We saw a lot of weakness throughout the entire week for the U.S. dollar, bouncing back a little bit today. So still, the trend continues to the downside. Through the euro up there, you can see on the daily chart, big time trend all the way down to recent lows here, testing that 117 down to 115 area on a daily chart, but big bounce back today, as we mentioned, 0.5% here, as the DXY is sliding today. So 117.8 for the euro. Once again, the Canadian dollar not quite back above 80, but 79.9 once again for the CAD. British pound 0.3 to the upside as well. Both Australia and New Zealand about 0.5%. You can see lots of positivity at the bottom as well, guys. Crypto's having a nice day. As we said, back above 46,000 for Bitcoin heading into the weekend. Back over to you.
Up at the tops, and you guessed right, Dan McKenzie.
Shout out to Scarborough, the weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Scarborough's own the weekend. You know we're Canadian, guys. We got to give some love. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada's not on my board. It's on Sean's board. He'll hit it in a second. But Folk, if you haven't guessed, it's up 10%. 25 top pre-market, 25 here. I'm short in front of 25. Stop will be above the recent high of the day. The high of the day is actually 25.01, so it broke it by 1 penny in the pre-market. If it prints 02s, then I am out. Short 67s in front of it. So I found my way into a couple of shorts here. One position pending, Upstart. That looks pretty good. Oh, now Wish goes?
Yeah, where's Wish going now? Back to the downside. Okay, so we did hold some of this. We are going to get executed in to Wish, breaking through this 740. So it's going to sound like crazy, but I just wanted to take that level out. We'll go short again if you do see it pop through 740. We'll be back to short Wish. We did hold on to a little bit of it, so we're now short. I mean, we're still short 746, but look, this doesn't matter. We did get out of the majority right there, but we are holding a little bit, and should have maybe. Yeah, I get that's not that. I mean, 770 is not too far away from 8, which is what we were waiting for. So maybe we should have put on our hat on that one. Just to wrap up some of the positions as we're getting ready to take it over, hand it over to Prad and Miss V coming up very, very soon. But Fisker right now, nice bottom picks here. We should have had a tick down here at 1453. No idea why. buy. We miss it there. Then stupid me should have just put a bid higher right there and took it. But Fisker to the upside now. Let's see this thing go. I still have my targets are in the 15s, so who cares? Let's let this thing go upside now. A nice win for Fisker now, 20 cents in the money. Palantir continues to be the baby that will cry me to sleep a little bit at the open and then wakes up with a vengeance a couple minutes after that. So that was a good trade for us today for sure. My number one stock on the board is Palantir. Well, it's AMD actually took that over. So but Palantir's number 2. And then SoFi is trying to make a push for that as well, as it's starting to go back to the upside now. We loaded up down here at 15. We actually got a lower tick than that, 14.96. We were waiting for 14.80. That was a little bit too greedy. And now that's straight to the upside. So all's good here today. A couple losers on board, including Moderna early, which we were fighting with that. And just thank God we had this trade right there, taking this back in and taking out $4 and then $5, missing out. Like, it actually goes to 400. Give us a break. I can't believe it went there. That was hilarious. That was where we were waiting for, but we got out a little bit impatient there on that break. And other than that, man, there goes Fisker. Okay, Fisker, I see you. This is probably worth taking out right now. Hit the siren alert right now as Fisker. Oh, we have a cool one. Now that we've missed these for a minute, let's do this, man. Unplugged on the EV space right now is Fisker. So there it is. Did I hit it? Did it go there? There it is. Okay, unplugged there. It did go. Okay, it did the first time. Okay, so we're getting unplugged on Fisker. We'll put an offer out. I thought we just got that at $14.95, but we didn't. We're going to get out of Fisker in the 90s now. Good trade. We talked about 15 being our target, and there it is right now to the upside. Take it away, Brendan.
Just noticing this FULC popping up here, guys. Some volume coming back in here at day highs. $25 just broken there on FULC. It's been quite the week for that one. There are a few earnings of note coming mostly Monday. Worth noting, most of these you're going to see Monday pre-market, guys.
There's only one that's almost remotely interesting, obviously. So I'll let you handle that one, Sean, because it's your baby. But there's not a heck of a lot there. It's just PaySafe. I know Do You has moved in the past, but I haven't looked at that stock in months. Okay, so the only thing that's bothering me about PaySafe is that it was cruising again, but then obviously was trying to break this 11 and change, but its friend SoFi started to go down today as well. So I'm a little bit nervous about that report just because of what's been happening right now. You can check out Square, PayPal, some of those names. Brendan talked about the banks today as well, not really motoring too much, but PaySafe, I'm excited for it, but it's been pretty depressed and just straight to the downside today, following its friend SoFi a little bit there. But the payment space is a good one. I like it moving forward. We'll see where it goes. It's right at these bottoms again, guys, so a coil up action. I'm hoping that we can see a chart up like this up to SoFi for PaySafe, because I'm long in this area between 11 and 12. I'll find out the exact price for you guys and bring it back at 3, but it doesn't matter. I like it for a long. We'll see where PaySafe can go, guys. Yeah, and that Do You, it wouldn't take much. I wanted to bring it up just because every now and then. Oh, we got Fisker there. A lot of these Chinese names have been pretty ugly. Again, some of these are going to be hanging out their lows. This is a $3 stock that was up at 21, and there hasn't been a turn in sight. Sometimes you get capitulation bottoms. That's about the only thing that will get me interested in Do You. We always find out what national day it is, and a lot of times it makes me hungry. I'm already hungry. It doesn't really matter. Hopefully this one does not. This one absolutely 1,000,000% does not, but it does relate to my daughter in one way. Ms. V.
Hey guys, thank you very much for spending this trading week with us. I hope you're all doing great so far. I wish you a wonderful weekend and have fun this Friday. I'll see you in a few minutes on M&M's show, and happy National Left-Handers Day, everyone. I'm left-handed, by the way. Is any of you? You are? Yes. I never hid it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
I'd never noticed that.
No, I'm not left-handed, but I'm obviously what is it, percentage of left-handers in the world?
It's 10%, right?
No, I think it's higher.
My daughter's
17. I think it's like 17.
I say my mother is left-handed, but like in the West Indies, I was telling Sean, in the West Indies, like if you back in that day, like years and years ago, if you were in school and you were left-handed, they would like teach you to be right-handed. Yeah. Like they'd make you right-handed. So I feel like my mom's left-handed, but she's right-handed, so she's ambidextrous. My daughter is left-handed. Lefties rule the world, man. Just become a pitcher. If you were left-handed and can throw a ball, that's free money.
Yeah, it helps if you're like 6'1", 2, 3,
well,
4,
that doesn't hurt.
And have a cannon attached to your body. But yeah, okay, guys, Fisker with a nice little run up. Look, we're super excited now. We haven't figured out who's gonna throw it. So Neil's gonna close out the 11 o'clock show, and I'm gonna close out the 3 o'clock show. So let's go.
But we're not really closing it out. We're sending you over to Trader Pratt and Miss V for Memes and Movers, which is blowing up. You guys love it, and it's gonna be fantastic as it always is. The entire team, we had a lot lot of fun here. Brennan puts up with a lot from us. He still maintains his professionalism, but
I'm shocked I didn't know that Miss V is left-handed. I feel like we should have known that.
Okay, so if Brendan doesn't know something, I don't feel so bad.
I don't feel bad anymore. But like, it's crazy that we sit here every single day and didn't notice she's left-handed. But maybe the Trader Prad will talk about it in Memes and Movers. A lot moving, despite the fact that it is a Friday. So do enjoy. You guys are all headed over to Trader Prad and Miss V for Memes and Movers. We'll be back at 3 o'clock.
Let us know. We can keep going on the show, but Prad is getting ready to lock and load it. Miss V's over there. It's going to be a good show as long as we get some of these technical. And apparently, you guys just crushed.
These guys are saying there was some
everybody's
feedback
ears.
there, so
I don't think this is very good for our chat right now. But guys, I think we're back now, fine with our thing. My God, everybody is pretty not happy yet.
I would turn your sound down
on the chat
right now. So maybe we need to cut this feed. Throw it to Brad. What's up, Brad? Go.
Brad, you're on.
Hey guys, sorry about that. Welcome back to Miss V here with me.
Hey guys, happy Friday everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let's have fun for this hour and a half, and please smash the like button, be active on the chat, communicate with us. I throw it back to you, Brad.